Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to a very special Exilia Regalia one-shot. My name is Farting Tart. I am your humble Dumble Master for the night, and I am so very excited to guide this little story you all are going to see tonight. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Our story tonight takes place in the world of Vanahir, centered around a group of adventurers that you all have become quite familiar with over the past year and a half. More specifically, our story tonight deals with the adventures of one such party member of Exilia Regalia. One who had to leave the group for a time, having received a call for help. They left their group behind, but vowed to return. Tonight, we return to the oasis city of Haven. This is Blood in the Sand. We start by traveling back in time just a tad, about 10 days. Having returned from the city of Mortardeep in the nation of Gaia, our party sits around a table, playing their next steps. If I could please have Punkyard Dog join the game. Punk is back, everyone! Punk, say hello.
Okay, I didn't know if I could. Hi!
Hello, Punk!
I didn't know if I could or not. Sorry.
Punk is back! We're all very excited. Punk
Stop.
lives. Punk lives. Punk is back. We're all very excited. So, with that being said, Kore, in the midst of the conversation that your group is having, you receive a message. A familiar voice echoes in the back of your head. From Taneri. Hey, Kore, we could use your help down here. The Lunar Assembly needs you for a mission. Could you come to Haven, please, from me? You can reply to the message.
I was about to say, wait, what are my limits in the response?
It is 25 words. 25 words or less. You also don't necessarily have to reply it. I mean, we know what happens.
Yeah, but I want to... shush.
Okay, damn.
Ha! I got it in 22.
Okay. What do you reply with?
Oh shit. Everything okay? We were about to head out for a thing, but sure. I can always make time for home.
Okay. You send that message away. After you send it, we move forward a bit. As we know from this point, Jericho decides to return home as well. Everyone shares a teary-eyed goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
You and Diana share a moment, and she tells you that she will keep in contact until you come back. With that, you and Jericho are brought back to your home city of Haven. Move to a new map. I'm gonna change the music to something spicy.
Ooh.
If I can find it. I think I put it in the wrong playlist. Uh-oh, hold on.
You got it.
I did put it in the wrong one.
Oh, damn!
With a flash of light, you, Jericho, and Theon appear in the center of that very familiar plaza in the center of Haven. The town is bustling. It's fairly late in the day. It's about mid-afternoon-ish. You and Jericho share a goodbye. You bid goodbye to Theon, and they disappear once again. You begin kind of peering around, and it feels a bit strange, kind of being back home without your party, because considering the last time you were here, they were here with you.
Mm-hmm.
But you begin kind of making your way down the city streets, kind of trying to get your bearings a bit, figure out, Oh, fuck. I didn't tell her where we were meeting. And she didn't tell me. That's great.
Shit.
So on that, what would you like to do?
Tannery was part of, like, the town. Where's the town hall? Can I find it?
Yes. You do remember the last time you were here, there was a much larger building that was built with, like, a big dome roof that is the, quote, City Hall or the, Lunar Assembly Chambers. You know that Tannery is part of the Lunar Assembly. Chances are you'll find her there.
At least I hope.
You hope. Okay, so you want to start heading that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, well... Yeah, I can say hi to them later.
Okay. Mental note. So you start heading towards the city hall, and it isn't long before you kind of like just looking off to the side, seeing all the people moving throughout the streets. You see the odd person kind of wave you hello as they catch your gaze. And it isn't long.
Are they still being weird?
What's that?
Are they still being weird because it hasn't been too long since...
Make a perception check. Perception for weirdness.
A 9.
A 9. Nobody's really being weird. Not that you can tell, at least. Just a tad. But you keep moving down, and as you're kind of catching the gaze of a street vendor who is selling what appears to be like baked goods, you all of a sudden poof, bash like right into someone, and you hear a familiar voice go, "Oh shit! Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, hey bitch!" And you look up and it's Tannery.
Tauntaun! I'd know your clumsy ass anywhere.
She immediately like comes in and gives you a hug, like, "Oh, it's so good to see you."
Good, because I was about to. Oh, how are... What's up?
A lot. Here, well,
Oh.
let's walk and talk. Let's walk and talk.
Wait, but food. Do we
She
have time
kind
to stop
of,
for a bun?
her eyes kind of move, like slide over to where the street vendor was that you were looking at. She goes, "Yeah, food, absolutely."
Yeah. Good.
You both go over and you buy some baked goods, some like cinnamon bun sort of contraptions, sweet rolls or whatever you have it. But after that, you both started heading towards the Lunar Assembly Chambers once again, and she starts giving you the rundown as you guys are moving. So, remember the last time you were here? You were talking about the pylons that we were setting up alongside the Animus Sanctum, the ones that drive Orcathian away from the city.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That is an interesting method.
yeah, and it worked, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Suspicious bun chewing.
yeah, so we learned a bit later on that while we were drawing him away from our city, he started terrorizing some smaller villages and tribes out further in the desert.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Did we not know they were there, or we just didn't think he'd do anything out there?
Well, we thought we set them far enough away from the other villages and the other tribes to, to where they would be at a safe distance, but it seems that our calculations were a bit off. But we're now trying to work on the pylons, but that's not why you're here. So, Corey, do you remember the bearish tech? Make me a history check with advantage. I'm gonna give you that name. Bearish Tech.
Straight 13s.
Straight 13s. You remember the Bearish Tech is quite the common name to come up in Haven. It is a name that signifies one of the largest tribes out in the desert. It's not the size of Haven, especially not now, but it's probably the most pronounced, or the most renowned tribe out in the desert. You've definitely heard the name similar, like, several times over the years.
Yeah, why? Oh. Did we make an enemy of them?
Possibly. They've... Orcathian has been on a lot of their territory, and they seem to know that we're the ones responsible for it. They've begun attacking the pylons, damaging them. They've been attacking some of our Dune Striders, which, Corey, you know the Dune Striders are essentially the hunter/security force of Haven. They're the guys who go out into the desert, do the real tough missions, like hunting, killing bandits who are, like, attacking, like, trade routes, exploring, finding, like, different civilizations. And when they're not out in the desert, they are here in Haven defending the city, like a city guard. Mm-hmm. There aren't a lot of them, but it's definitely quality over quantity.
Yeah. Oh.
So...
Oh no.
Yeah. Things are a bit bad. So...
Am I doing, like, diplomacy damage control?
Yes and no. Without getting too much into it, without getting too much into it, you're not going to be doing the diplomacy. You're just going to protect the guy who is.
Oh. Okay. Who's that?
You're going to meet him. He's one of the members of the Assembly.
She does like a small like shoulder shake, like shake her head, like okay. I can do it.
It's a whole thing.
Is he an asshole?
No, actually, he was. Actually, fun fact, he was one of the guys who really argued in your defense and your exile.
Oh?
Yeah. He's our. How do I explain this? So. Okay. I sometimes need to forget that you don't quite know everyone on the Lunar Assembly. So every member of the Lunar Assembly represents a large concept that we have here in the city. We have, so for example, I am the representative of passion. I mainly work with...
Corey props her eyebrows just a little bit.
I mainly work with scribe work, information dealing, information holding, stuff like that. We have a guy for religious affairs. The guy you're going to be protecting is our representative of unity. He is based on city relations and foreign relations. He's the people guy. Make sense?
Oh, Tauntaun, I have to babysit a schmoozer?
Hey, he may be a schmoozer, but...
he is a schmoozer! God damn it, Tauntaun.
He may be a schmoozer, but he's really good at what he does. And again, he helped get you back into the city, so just please.
I know. I'm just.
Okay.
It's not like I'm saying no, obviously, because I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to do anything. You know.
Yeah. No.
You know me.
Yeah. She kind of. You can see she's kind of like. You can tell this whole thing is kind of getting the better of her. She's kind of like rubbing her temples a bit and everything. So just a couple things.
I got it.
You both kind of like stop just outside the building, and she goes, so just a couple things before we go in. There are 9 members of the Assembly, 8 representatives, and then the High Speaker. This is gonna be rough.
Wait, why?
The High Speaker is Kiva. You immediately recognize that name as Rao's son. I know, but
she just does like a flat, like, the tight smile. It's like,
I know.
ah, cool.
I
I'm
know,
dying
but
inside.
he doesn't hate you. He actually was the one to push to vote for you to come back into the city. Just, you don't have to like it, but just play nice, yeah?
I mean, wait, what was above game? What is that? They had like a history. Has he been like a dick, or is he just like indifferent? Cool, you're my dad's gripe, not me.
Make a history check.
When it loads, I swear it's loading. I'm not 10.
You
Fuck me.
remember he actually left Haven at a pretty young age to travel, but he didn't seem to have it out for you like it seemed Rao did. The rumor is that he went to like a big school up north, probably in Nira, but he just went and traveled for a bit.
I mean,
He's about your
yeah,
age.
I shouldn't be rude.
I know.
I just worry. This is still new.
Yeah,
Very new
it is.
to me.
But we're gonna get through it together, yeah? Like we always do.
Yeah.
Alright. And she kind of like slaps her.
Teneri another hug.
Okay. She gives you a hug back. After a moment, you two separate. She kind of slaps her cheeks a bit and goes, okay, follow me. And she takes you inside the current largest building in Haven. One moment. She takes you to an area where it is a large, round, like, antechamber. You can see the domed ceiling above you. And she goes, alright, wait here. A couple other people are gonna come in. Just mingle, play nice, whatever. And we're gonna get this underway in just a minute. So I'll see you soon, okay?
Oh, okay.
She goes off through another door, and you are left alone. It's the way this looks. It's kind of like standing in front of like the Supreme Court like bench. It's just like a large like round chamber. You're in the center of it, and in front of you there is like a large like wooden like. I guess you could.
It
call
sounds a lot like the Harry Potter court,
Yes,
but without
actually.
Umbridge on this fucking seat.
Yes, that's actually quite accurate. So we'll go with that comparison. After a few minutes, you start seeing other people coming in behind you. You see a couple other genasi, a fire and an air genasi. You see a large, what appears to be a metal man. He looks like a big suit of armor. You see a purple cat figure. And you see Master Orda enter with Ludric at his side.
Corey's ears perk up when she sees them. Are we still like milling about? Or
Yes,
should
at
I
the
go
moment.
talk to them?
Yeah, actually, as they enter, Orda goes, well, if it isn't Reihua Kore. It's good to see you again. He comes up and he like offers a handshake.
She'll give a slight bow before returning the hand. She's like, Master Orda, it's good to see you, Elder.
Please. There's no need for such formalities here. You and I are in the same boat. This is technically my fault, as I'm well aware.
Ooh.
It was my idea.
I mean, from what I've heard, it sounds like we just didn't take into account maybe that the tribes were expanding or moving. I'm not sure if they're maybe nomads moved into the area too of a couple pylons.
Yeah. Yes, we are working on the schematics as we speak. Just right now we may need to make sure a war doesn't break out before we can fix things. But it's good to see you again. Ludric kind of comes up to you. Yeah, are you doing all right, Corey?
Corey's face just immediately turns to a small, smug face when she tries to keep like the not formal face, because my story said don't be formal, but the
you know what happened with Ludric and Taneri.
She's like, hey, Ludric. Good to see you, too. She just looks like the cat that ate the fucking canary.
Oh, Ludric! On a nat 1 on his wisdom save, he immediately blushes and he goes, alright? She told you? Of course she told you. Do not.
I know my Tauntaun. It's hard to hide things from me. And she'll, like, tap, like, the side of her, her temple.
Master Orda kind of gives a laugh, and he looks up and he goes, seems we are about to get started. And Corey, you look back over at the seating / podium, and you see that a tall fire genasi with like slicked back hair has kind of come out. You, even though you didn't get to see him a lot as a kid, and it's been a long time since you've seen him, you recognize this as Keela. He kind of comes up to the center and goes, if you all will please, wait for just one moment, we will be beginning very shortly. And you could see a number of individuals beginning to exit into the chamber up around him. He goes, let's go ahead, let's not waste any time, please. And you can see that they all begin taking their seats. Up there, on his sides, you can see Taneri. Way on the far left, next to her, you see a half-elven man, about kind of middle age, bit older than you, maybe more like mid-40s. And he has it's kind of hard to explain. It's almost like his hair is as scraggly as it is kept, and he has a very like jagged, like thin face. Next to him, there is a human man, quite old, bit of a grayer tint to his beard and hair, blue eyes. Next to him, hold on, did I miscount? I did. Alright, I'll fix that here in a second. I lied. It was 7 members and the High Speaker. I accidentally put 8 in my notes. It's 7 members and the High Speaker.
And then how many others? 8 other people attending?
It is 8 in total. The 7 members and then Keela. I apologize. That was a typo in my notes. That I was looking at, I was like, that's not right. But then we move over to Keela's other side, where there is a large, very muscular Air Genasi man, who, for him, go ahead and make me a history check with advantage.
Sevens.
You don't remember his you don't remember his name, but he looks familiar.
I've seen him around town.
You definitely know you recognize him. You just don't remember from where. Next to him is a pink tiefling woman, kind of a bit older, got like the curled horns. Next to her is a average size Earth Genasi man who carries himself quite well. Big smile. He's got like the bald head, and you can see there are like studs across the top of his head that look to be gems of some sort. And then next to him is a darker skinned woman, big like afro style hair. She seems to have cat ears as well. They all take their seats, and Rao goes, "Now, representing our members of the Lunar Assembly, a representative of passion, Taneri Waterskip." Taneri stands up, bows. "A representative of devotion, Sadon Cloudfang." The half-elf stands, bows. "A representative of prosperity, Ulrich de Malbray." He also stands, bows. Each one of these, they stand and bow. We have a representative of Valor, Eno, they are Genasi. A representative of power, Nithsis, the pink tiefling woman. A representative of unity, Jim Kulolu. You recognize that by the title. That was the representative that Taneri mentioned. And we have a representative of growth, Dune Orentath. And I am going to give you guys all these names, I promise.
Thank God. Wait, what was the first one? The half-elven man. I didn't get his name.
I'm putting it right now in lore drops.
Thank you.
I'm putting them all in. I'm putting them in what they're representative of and what that represents. Like what their department is. It's a lot of names that I threw out at you at once. Don't worry, I got you. I see Master Orda is also in attendance, so we can go ahead and get started. Rao kind of clears his throat a bit, kind of straightens up just a tad, and he goes, "Alright, so this matter is, well, peacekeeping in terms of the Barish Tech. The group of you adventurers are going to be guiding Master Kalolu here to a location to negotiate a peace treaty with the Barish Tech. We'll get into more details with that later. But if our representatives could please introduce the individuals they brought with us today. They brought before us today. We'll start with Taneri. Taneri stands up. Tantan stands up, and she goes, "Today I've brought Reihua Kore. She's a good friend of mine. She is a very capable druid, and she's a member of the Anima Sanctum." Do you do anything in response to this, Kore?
Corey will stand and bow. Tart, should she mention the guard?
That is up to you. You did notice that she left that out.
Just gonna give her a quick look.
She gives you kind of like a raised eyebrow. Make me an insight check.
13.
It's not a hard check. She seems to have purposefully left that out. You can tell, and she knows that you know. But as to why she left it out, you're unsure. She sits back down. Kiwa. Go ahead.
She'll leave that out for now. I have no idea.
Okay. Kila continues. Alright. Welcome back, Reihua Kore. It's good to see you once again in our fair city. Hopefully you will stay with us for a bit of a longer stay.
She'll nod and smile.
Moving on. Master Cloudfang, who did you bring before us? Sadon stands up and goes, I brought a representative who is skilled with archaeological knowledge, as it seems we are going to be sending this group of adventurers into deep into the Bershtek territory. It seems they have now taken up a ruin devoted to our dear goddess deep within the desert. So, I have brought Bones to hopefully figure out what those ruins were for, as well as potentially secure any artifacts that may be within. Bones, River, please join the game and introduce your character. Describe your character for us.
Bones is a fire genasi, with all sorts of enthusiasm and excitement for anything archaeological.
What do you do when you hear your name called?
Bones will stand up and push her glasses up on her face. The pleasure is mine. I am very excited to be here.
Both of you immediately go ahead and roll me history checks.
Nine. God damn it! Meanwhile, River.
24.
Cora, you do not know Bones. Bones, you do know Kore. You know that Kore was years ago exiled by Rao, the previous leader of Haven, before the Lunar Assembly was established. But after they were established, they apparently ended her exile. You're not sure why or how that even goes, but you do know Kore, and you're quite familiar with her.
Bones will take a bow and just casually try to sit back down.
Cora will give her just a small nod, like a polite, oh, nice to meet you. Like, can't talk right now, so hi.
Bones will give a small smile.
Keela nods at Sidon. Alright then, Bones. Thank you for joining us today. Master Mowbray, did you bring anyone for us today? Ulrich stands and goes, no, unfortunately all the individuals I asked turned down this offer. So, no, I did not bring anyone before us today. Keela looks at him and goes, understandable. No worries. Master Eno, did you bring anyone before us today? Eno, the large air genasi, stands up and goes, yes, I brought two of my Dune... Well, I was going to bring two of my Dune Shires today. I bring forth Vestalin, one of my best. Vestalon, if you will please join the game and introduce yourself to us. And please remind me how to say your name, because I think I've already fucked it up.
Standing up is a large Air Genasi man whose hair is braided back in almost tiny little tornadoes. He's wearing very scarce, flowy garb, and he stands up and he crosses his arms and he says, for the safety of Haven.
Both of you... Actually, all three of you go ahead and make me history checks. That's
Hey!
Make two for me.
16 and 3.
Okay. Kore, you do not know Vestalon. Apparently he's a Dune Strider.
Also, it's Vet Solon.
Vet Solon. I am so sorry. Thank you for correcting me.
No worries.
Bones, you know Vet Solon. You know that he is one of the top Dune Striders in the city. Vet Solon, you know about Kore. and the whole history that Kore has inside this fair city of yours. You are unfamiliar with bones, however.
Vetsolin's just going to slowly glance on over to Kore, and then just slowly return his glare back to the center of the panel.
Wait, he was glaring at Corey?
Yep.
Insight.
Insight check.
Question?
That's Olin. If you
Question mark,
want to
sorry.
if you want to make a deception check, you can.
No.
I didn't think so. There you go,
22.
Corey. You did it.
Hey, finally.
Recognition, mostly.
Okay. Eno continues. Alongside Vetsolin, I was going to bring another one of my experts, Saris. But in his last patrol, he was injured against a collection of sandworms. Since we only have so many Dune Striders, well, I had to give up his position. But Saris, in his patrol, was rescued by another, and in that, he offered his position for this mission up to this mysterious mercenary, Robert. If a Robert Lockguard could join the mission could join the game and introduce themselves.
So, what Kore and the rest of the group see is this not very tall. He stands about 5'10", 5'11". Looks like he's very well built. Pretty much this muscular individual that is just coated in armor. And the moment he says Robert, the red eyes are glowing. Introduction protocol engaged, and the eyes just all of a sudden just turn blue. Good day, fellow sons and madams. I am Robert Joseph Laxgard.
Corey
can
just
see
stares
that-
with wide, confused eyes and looks back to Taneri.
You see her just shrug and kind of shake her head. You can all see that the council is the assembly's taken off guard a bit by this introduction, all except who goes, yes, that is what he's like. But as I explained to the council earlier, and as Saris gave his testimony for, he's very skilled and he's very noble, and I trust that he will help us in this mission. Isn't that right, Robert? I almost said Robert.
I shall proceed with the mission with honor and justice.
Keela kind of nods his head. I see. Well, we are very happy to have your ambition along for the ride, Robert. So, continuing. Nithis. Master Nithis, did you bring anyone for us today? The pink tiefling woman stands up and goes, yes, I brought a certain individual who some of you have become quite familiar with. Charlotte. And if Charlotte could please step forward and introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Charlotte. I'm sorry, how did you say the name again?
Nithis.
Nithis. I'm Nithis's sort of apprentice, I guess? Would that be the word?
Can you please describe your character for the rest of the group?
Charlotte is a pink, tabaxi with long pink hair, slightly darker than her fur. She stands about 4'8".
Small.
She is very small. She is basically the definition of a munchkin cat.
You all see Sadon way on the left stand up and go, "Objection, Nithis. With all due respect, this is a child. We don't know anything about her." And Nithis kind of cuts him off and go, "With all due respect, Master Cloudfang, if we are willing to accept a random mercenary, no offense taken, Sir Loxguard, or no offense given, Sir Loxguard, if we are to accept a random mercenary into this band of adventurers on the word of a single Dune Strider, I expect that my word is good enough to bring in this young adept." Keela, kind of silent for a moment, goes, "Do you have anything to retort, Master Cloudfang?" Sadon kind of slowly begins sitting back down. "Objection revoked." Keela kind of nods, looks over to Nithis, nods again. "Thank you, Master Nithis. Master Kalolu, what about you?" Master Kalolu doesn't even stand up. He just kind of shakes his head. "No. I trust the selection of the other members of the assembly to protect me in these dire times. I have confidence in their decisions." Keelar just kind of nods. "I see. Well, and you, Master Orenteth?" The shifter individual stands up. "No, I unfortunately had very little time to grab an agent of my own, so..." They kind of sit back down. "I understand. And then, of course, Master Order, as is tradition, you have brought us a representative of your sanctum to join this adventure." Master Order steps forward. "Yes, I have brought forth Ludwig Frost." Ludwig steps forward and goes, "That's a nickname, but yes, I am very happy to be here to help out." "Oh,
Corey's
hush
face
now."
dissolves into a smirk, just as he talks.
You can see Taneri also smirking up in the podium. Orda kind of nudges him and goes, "Oh, hush now. You frankly deserve that nickname with the incredible ice magic you have put at your disposal." "Well, yes, I suppose so. Then it's settled."
Corey kind
Keela
of
speaks
giggles.
up. "Then it's settled. This group of adventurers is going to escort Master Kalolu into the desert to negotiate a peace treaty with the Barish Tech. Are there any questions from any of the members of the Assembly or any of the ones we have brought before us?"
Corey will raise her hand and then stand up.
He kind of gives you a look of like, yes.
Is this not quite a tour, but is there more than one stop? Where all are we escorting Master Kalolu to?
All the informations of your mission will be explained to you by Master Orda. He is going to be your handler for this mission. If that is all right, Rehwakure.
She smiles warmly at Master Aura. "Yes, I think that'll be just fine."
He kind of looks back at you and just kind of smiles, gives a nod. "And the rest of you? Are you all comfortable with this mission? Or do you desire to take a step back?"
My comfort is irrelevant.
Vetzel, and you see Eno, who's been kind of staring at you, just kind of nod. Right then. With that being said, the assembly will disband. Master Order, the group is yours. Please take good care of them. Master Order kind of straightens up. "Oh, I will certainly do my best. Come on, children. Let's be going. We got some planning to do." And you can see the the assembly begins to separate. Corey, you see Tauntaun kind of give you a wave, and you hear her voice appear in the back of your head and goes, I'll talk to you later, okay? Let me know how the briefing goes.
Sure, Tauntaun.
They all separate. Master Order goes, we have a nice little room down the hall for us to prepare in, so let's not wait any longer. Come. And he just begins to leave.
Corey and will follow.
I assume everyone follows.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. You all are led to a small, what kind of is resemblant of a... shares the resemblance of like a war planning room. There is a large wooden table in the middle of the room, a few chairs, and a big map sprawled out across it. Alright, so. Let's go ahead and get this over with. So, as you all know, the Bereshtek are not exactly fans of the pylons we have put up in the desert. Albeit, my fault. I'll admit that. So, here's what we're going to do. And then you all hear a knock at the door. And you can see, kind of opening it up is Master Kalolu, who kind of leans his head in. Do you all mind if I join you? I figured it'd be best if you all are protecting me if I sit in for this strategy meeting. Master Order kind of turns to your group. Does anybody object?
Corey just shakes her head. And looks around everyone else.
Vitzolan shakes his.
Robert shakes his, but the head is like very like mechanical and worried. It's just.
Okay.
Charlotte's just kind of pouting after being called a child.
I
Bones?
have absolutely no qualms about it.
Then, seems you have been given permission to enter. Master Kalolu, please join us. We were just getting started. Master Kalolu walks in and goes, good. He kind of takes a seat kind of the end of the table, a bit further away from the group. He seems to just kind of be listening in for now. Master Order speaks up again. So, plan is that you all are going to be escorting Master Kalolu here, kind of gesturing at him. He kind of gives you all a wave. There's a small ruin a few days from town. About 2 days. 2 days trip. And you can see he kind of points at it on the map in front of you. There's like a small area that's been like circled in red. You all are going to be escorting him here. Hopefully, you shouldn't have any trouble crossing the desert, but I find that you all are more than capable to take care of it if you do. But you all are to make sure Master Kalolu gets there. The Bereshtek know you're coming. Barish Starburn has opened up communication with us, saying he is willing to negotiate.
2 days is quite the trip across the treacherous wastes.
It is. Which is why we assembled a fine group of adventurers such as yourselves to make sure that you all get there safe. I trust that an adventuring group such as this will be more than capable of protecting each other. And the assembly has given us a bit of a forward payment to help you all prepare. And he lays down a sack of gold in the middle of the table. This sack contains about 100 gold for each of you. Use this to gather any supplies that you need, any other healing potions or food, rations, whatever you may need for this journey. So, if everyone wants to put 100 gold in their inventory, and then just go in and think about healing potions and stuff. Feel free to just subtract from that 100 to go ahead and fill out your inventory with either simple supplies or healing potions or whatever you may find.
Okie doke.
Oh, my dog has jumped down from my bed. Give me 1 second, sorry. But I find that this fine group that we have before us is more than capable of handling this mission, even if things do break down. Now, to get to the nasty part of what this mission may entail, while the goal here is negotiation, the goal here is peace. The reason we have a strong group like yours is in the event that that doesn't happen. Barash Starburn is known for being unpredictable. There's no guarantee that he won't turn against us the moment you all show up. So, make sure to watch each other's backs.
History check? Maybe?
Yeah, make a history check. Anyone who is originally from Haven can make me a history check. That Solon and Bones, I'll give you advantage on the check.
11.
11?
22.
That's a 4. I don't care.
22. Bones, he has made your life quite difficult in terms of trying to get to historic locations or architectural ruins.
Bones is gonna, like, speak up. Ah, yes. Yeah. Causes me plenty of problems.
Yes. He's a strong leader. He's a very strong individual. I do believe if I were to break out, you all could take him, but hopefully that won't have to happen. Besides him, he's got about 100 warriors, and he has a second in command, a large gnoll named Gosk. I'll put that name down for you guys. As far as I can tell, Gosk is more in control of the soldiers within the tribe, even training them directly. If anything, I'd be more worried about him than I would be about Baresh.
Corey's kind of looking at the table with a 1,000-yard stare, wondering, oh, Tauntaun, what the fuck have you gotten me into?
Master Orda seems to kind of catch the look you've gotten. He kind of puts his hand on your shoulder. Don't worry. Things will be alright. I guarantee that. Even if I had to get involved myself.
She kind of looks around, and just in case anyone's like, oh, well, this bitch. She's like, I am sorry. I am admittedly spoiled by my group who has known each other for a while. I'm not saying I don't trust any of you. Just nervous.
Nothing to be nervous about. I will be your shield.
Your mistrust is wise.
Just said it's not mistrust. Kind of looks down, pouting at the map.
We are unknowns in your world. We have not established ourselves to you. You are right to have reservations.
You all are experts in your own fields. I trust that together you will make one hell of an adventuring group. Frankly, I think Gosk should be worried. Hello, Nug. Yes, can I help you? Sorry, Nugget has sat next to me and has put his paws up on my chair like, Dad.
Stop it.
Dad.
Why?
The-
Do you wanna go out there? Let me just.
The role of Gosk shall now be played by one Nugget.
Has the fluffiest noise I've ever seen.
Goodbye, Nugget. Oh, and he's back. All right. You know what? I'll just ignore that and we will move on. So, continuing, you will also have a representative of the Anima Sanctum there with you in Ludric. That should act as more of a deterrent than anything. The Barish Tech are not fools enough to want to wage war not only against Haven but against the Anima Sanctum.
Do we have eyes on Orcathion just as we make our trek? Be
We
a
know
bit
that
of
he
a
is currently far to the east. He shouldn't give you any
Okay.
problems.
Okay, good. We've got eyes on him. Thank you.
Yes. The city has had to send out a few Dune Striders to keep tabs on him. That's Olin, you know this as well. There's always a group of at least 2 Dune Striders kind of keeping tabs on Orcathion, considering his reputation. Orda kind of leans forward a bit onto the table. So, here's now. Plan is not exactly elaborate. It's quite simple, but should be all that we need, hopefully. But if you have any questions, I'm more than willing to answer them.
This trek of 2 days, are there any known obstacles that we may encounter?
There have been reports from some of the Dune Striders that there is a small herd of sandworms moving about in the area, but the Barish Tech are as thorough as I believe. They have likely already taken care of them, or they may have moved on. But regardless, keep an eye out. That's primarily why you are going as well, because you know this desert. You are a Dune Strider in yourself. You will definitely be able to get the group there with hopefully little worry. You're an expert.
Indeed. I live to serve.
He kind of nods. So, any other questions? Kind of begins looking around.
Do we have any, other than just ourselves, any measures or protocol in case we do run into Orcathion if he changes his mind and comes back?
If you do run into Orcathion, I can only give you one course of action. Hide and hope he moves on. As much as I hate to say it, I'm not sure your group is ready to take on something of that caliber just yet. But your mission, more than anything, is to protect Master Kalolu here. Master Kalolu here at the end of the table and goes, yeah, feeling really confident right now. I trust you guys, but that dragon scares me.
I've fought a lot, but a dragon is something else. Anyone with their right mind would be right to be scared of a dragon.
He does kind of lean forward and he puts his elbows on the table. That being said, I am very confident in your group. I feel that I'm in very capable hands, he says with a confident smirk. I think this mission will hopefully go over with no issue. Things are looking good. Truth be told, I'm more worried about Gosk than Baresh. Baresh at least seems to be open to negotiation. I'm worried that we're gonna get there and Gosk is gonna start riling things up. But not much to really do about that, is there?
Perhaps at this juncture, it would be best if we were to prepare for departure.
Orda kind of nods. I agree. Sun is going to be setting soon. You all should go out, prepare, rest, find out what supplies you need, maybe get to know each other a bit before your journey in the morning. But regardless, tomorrow morning meet by the stables. There will be rides prepared for you. You see, he kind of like straightens up and kind of crosses his arms. This brings me back to a time where I was very much in a group like your own.
Who's speaking, Master Aura?
This is Master Orda, yes.
Corey's eyes kind of light up, and she puts both hands on the table like half standing. Do tell. If you want, of course, Master.
I suppose I could spare a few details. I used to be in an adventuring group much like this. Very capable individuals. I wasn't always the man you see before you. They used to call me Bulk.
You bastard!
I don't know what you mean. I remember long ago, I really got my adventuring going by exploring a deep jungle, one that now resides in eternal darkness. There were large crocodiles and giant monkeys and a strange hunter in the woods, an expert of the wilds. Our client, even in himself, turned out to be a green dragon. It was incredibly exciting and incredibly dangerous.
What happened to the dragon?
What do you think? He says with a smug grin. You swear you see his muscles tense a little bit.
A slight blush is like, oh.
After that wasn't long before I really got a feeling in the world where I felt like I was in the right place. After a few years of traveling, I went back to the Anima Sanctum and I really began buckling down, making my way up the ladder, if you will. And well, you see how that ended up, kind of gesturing at his robes. But regardless, I shouldn't keep you. You all have a painstaking mission to do in the morning, so you all should get some rest, prepare, maybe get to know each other a bit if you can. But I will see you. Well, I won't be there to wish you off, unfortunately, but I do wish you all the best of luck. And on that note, what do you guys want to do from here? I guess I should ask specifically, does anybody have anything specific they want to do before the end of the night?
Can I roll to see if I've ever found dragon bones before?
Sure. We'll call it just a... We'll call it... Just rolling a D100, actually. Just a D100.
I found this many bones.
72.
You have definitely come across dragon bones before. You know that sandworms are draconic in nature, and there are plenty of those out in the desert. But you have come across the bones of smaller dragons that seem to have died in the desert for one reason or another.
Okay. She just kind of sits there for a second, pondering. Dragons. Ah, yes. I've found something similar, but nothing quite as big as a dragon.
Were they perhaps sandworms? Or wyverns, perhaps?
Ah.
I will say above game, you know that wyverns are quite prolific in this region.
That means common, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You used a big word. I didn't know. Tord, stop using big words. I'm not that smart.
I'm sorry. Plentiful. How's that?
There we go. That's better. Ah, yes. I've come across plenty of wyverns and sandworms in my time. Now, mind you, Bones is not that old.
Were they in the ground or flying around you?
I'm an archaeologist. I dig.
I don't know. She starts to smile, like trying to kind of break the ice a bit more. I don't know. I've seen that brush. You could do a lot of damage with that. The one you used to brush off bones, I mean.
You said you found bones, right? The river?
Yes.
Okay, because kind of tilting his head in a confused manner. I thought your name was Bones. How could you find yourself in the dirt?
You can find yourself anywhere.
Sorry, that made me laugh.
The moment Corey says that, the eyes turn red. Wisdom acknowledged and will be registered into the memory banks. The eyes turn back to blue.
Corey just stares wide-eyed again. I kind of just slowly look. Wait, is Master Order still in the room?
He is not. He has left by this point. Ludric is still there, though.
She looks over at Ludwig, the only familiar face. They're like, what the fuck is going on?
Joe, did you say that your eyes glow when they're red?
They're glowing when they're red and blue, so
They
technically,
glow, they
yes.
just change colors.
Yes.
Charlotte sees the red glow and pounces.
Roll it. Make an attack roll.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Oh shoot, I don't have the shortcut for unarmed strike on here. What's
Just
the
do you have like a mace on there?
Yeah.
That'll be fine. Just roll that.
Oh boy.
That
That's a
doesn't mean it.
17.
Okay. So Charlotte, you watch pounces and just kind of like latches onto the side of Robert. It just kind of hangs there. Robert doesn't even seem to acknowledge it.
He just stands there still looking towards Corey.
Charlotte is softly batting at one of the eyes.
Corey looking at Ludric. Ludric is... You can tell he doesn't seem quite as confident as he may have.
How far away is he?
He's like 5 feet from you, not very far.
Are we all sitting still? Are we standing?
There were places to sit, but it is up to you whether or not you were sitting or standing.
Well, is he sitting or standing?
He is standing.
She's gonna walk over to him and start, like, poking him in the stomach.
Hey! What? Stop.
She's gonna, like, look up at him with, like, a kind of fervent, like, why are you confused look? Why are you nervous?
This just wasn't quite the group I was expecting us to run with. He says, looking over at the large metal man with a cat taped to it. Not taped, stuck to him.
At this point, he would actually try. He would look down to see Charlotte there. May I help you?
So yeah, about
Shiny eyes.
So yeah, about like that. He says to you, Corey.
Wait, he what now?
Ludwig kind of looks to you as that happens, goes, yeah, so kind of like that.
We used to have a metal man in my group. It's been a while and I do miss him. I know everyone's different, so I don't expect all metal men to be the same. It's just, and she looks back over at Robert. Some differences are more stark than others.
Are you saying this
Behavior-wise,
loud
anyway.
enough for Robert to hear?
She's trying to, like, she's not trying to be loud about it, but she's also just, like, not whispering either, so.
Okay.
I can guarantee you, he probably doesn't hear it. Looking at his passive perception.
Okay.
Yikes! All I gotta say about that is yikes.
Ludwig kind of looks to Robert, then back to you. Yeah, but at least the assembly seems confident. And you both hear Kulolu kind of come up behind you and goes, yes, I think this group should be just fine. He says, like, putting his hands on both of your shoulders.
Perhaps, if you are concerned with our group, we should elaborate on our own individual capabilities, that we may better inspire confidence. I myself am an expert with the bow, and my ally Argenti was not permitted in this room, but he shall be along for the ride as well.
Corey looks from Ludwig to Vetselin. He wasn't allowed?
Indeed, he would probably frighten at least one individual. It seemed foolish to cause an unnecessary ruckus.
Why? As in, like, why would they be afraid? Like, that's why she's... Why? That kind of why.
Given the current state of affairs, it seemed that his presence would simply just be an unsettling reminder. I will show you once we leave out into the open air. Regardless, he is trustworthy and stalwart, and will be a most valuable asset as he is always to me, to the group as a whole.
Tart above game.
Yes.
Has Corey ever met another Doomstrider?
Yeah, probably. Not any quite as serious as Vetsolin is, but yeah, you've probably met a couple.
Okay, so are they kind of like... So you said they're not all as serious as Vetselin, so they're not all like, I guess, like the stereotype that you think of, like military folk, like Marines or like the guards outside like Buckingham Palace?
Yes. Most of them are, I mean, they're just people.
Oh, so what you're saying, I'm not people. Uh-huh. Oh, I get it.
I mean, when you put it like that, you said it, not me, bro. Most of them aren't as, I guess, uptight is the word. Serious.
I am also familiar with you, Reha Kore. You are a skilled druid as mentioned in the assembly earlier, yes.
She stands there for a minute, then turns a little pink. Yeah, puts a hand over her face. Yeah, I guess people in the village talk a lot. I figured I would have come up in a conversation or two over the years.
You must know this. I view you as an anomaly. You are one that life has seen to rectify a tragedy against you. Take pleasure that the universe is so kind to you.
It has. Recently. Yeah.
Vetsolin's going to look at what I can assume is still Charlotte and Robert.
Yes, absolutely.
At this point, he would try to pick her up, mostly like if she was in the T-pose position, kind of hold her up by her arms just to try and to get her off of him.
Kind of like a child.
Kind of like a child, yeah.
I can tell you now, it would not be hard.
And you two, what are your skills and capabilities?
He kind of puts a very, not an ornate longsword. He puts this jagged looking longsword right onto the table and pulls out his shield. I am a skilled defender of... shit, I had something for this. I am skilled in defense and also offense.
So Ceres mentioned that your skill with defense is one of the reasons that he made it back to town.
Ah, Ceres, yes, he... Honorable man, good man.
But Solon will give the slow nod of someone who's not used to giving an approving nod. And he'll look on over to Charlotte.
Charlotte quickly scrambles out of Robert's grasp. I'm more... I cannot get the voice right. I'm more used to magic. I come from the Feywild, so I haven't really been taught very much offense.
Corey, that kind of immediately strikes a chord with you, thinking back to your friend Flit.
Wait. I'm so sorry. Goob was messing with something.
Charlotte said they were from the Feywild. I was saying that kind of strikes a chord with you.
Yeah, I was about to say a not a somber, but the smile kind of falls flat as she just walks over to Charlotte. not like super close, but like more within the personal space than like is usually customary. What do you know about the Feywilds?
That is not a question I was prepared for.
Roll me a... Well, actually, I wouldn't say this requires a check. You know that the Feywilds are fucking weird. You know that things don't happen there quite as they do in the material plane. There are very odd creatures. There are very different laws to time and gravity and space. Definitely different laws to magic. But it's a decent place. It's definitely a place you could live.
I know the Feywild is very different to this. I don't know the proper term for this plane, actually. It's very different to here, though. Time moves differently. Things react a lot differently.
Apparently people there too. She kind of just mutters, looking off, like not looking at Charlotte when she says that.
What do you mean?
It's... And she shakes her head. Sorry, it's not my place to tell. A friend in my main group, I guess, is also from there. And she left with a lot of mental and probably physical scars.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I actually enjoy Feywilds very much. Kind of miss it, but I came here to explore.
I'm glad.
Ludric.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Or
No,
was
I
that
meant Corey was saying sorry, yeah.
Okay, never mind. In that case, you're not good. Ludric kind of speaks up. You said you were proficient in magic? What kind exactly? Are you like a wizard, or...?
He's talking to me or Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Me. I had to check something quick.
You're good?
Miss Smithis says I'm a cleric.
A cleric? Really? Or what deity, if there is one, if I may ask?
Corladora.
Corey, that name immediately...
Yup.
Yep. Didn't even have to explain it. I see, it's an archfey, right?
Yes, indeed.
Huh. Well, I guess then, hopefully her blessing will be looking over us as we go into this mission.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, as he speaks, there's a small hissing sound coming from the floor that starts to grow a little louder. And if anyone, I guess, looks at Corey, there's like a bright green dripping from her face and hands.
What's that hissing sound? I'm the cat here. I thought I was the only one that hissed.
Are you suddenly green? Are you ill? Here. He, mostly without asking, Robert just...
Would that be okay, Tart?
What's that?
Oh, because Robert was just going to put his hand like on top of Corey's head and just dump about 5 points of lay on hands to remove any kind of disease because he thinks she's sick.
What was the question, Punk? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
If they look down, they'd see the floor being, eaten at by acid.
I would say if anybody wants to, they can make an Arcana check.
Ooh, I'm going to. I'm good at those now.
Yeah, he thinks she's sick. Might as well roll it and show off that modifier. 9.
15. Not as good as I thought.
With a 50, you can determine that it's magical in nature. Whatever's coming off of Kore.
And
Ooh, you have magic too?
Robert, you said you put a hand on Kore?
Yeah, like put like metal hand on top of her head and dumped about 5 points of lay on hands to remove disease, or because he thinks she's sick.
So she's gonna whip around with the staff.
Okay. Do you go to attack him, or do you just kind of like go defensive?
It's more that she turns with a big, wide swing to get him off. So that's up to you, Mr. DM. If that's a attack or anything.
I'll say make an attack roll. Does a 19 hit?
So that is my AC.
Okay. Roll me damage with the staff as you crack Robert on the wrist.
6.
Okay, Robert, you take 6 damage to the wrist as like the world's angriest teacher with a ruler just slaps the shit out of your wrist.
Say that name again. She says, looking at Charlotte.
What name? Corladora?
I don't even think Kore's eyes are any focused anymore. I mean, she's gonna make to book it
Okay, you're just
at
leaving?
Charlotte.
Oh, at Charlotte? Okay, yeah, fuck it.
Could I like I don't know, and like grab the back of like Kore's shirt or something like that, just because this just feels like it's out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Corey and Robert both make athletics checks.
Okay.
Charlotte's jumping out of the way with her feline agility.
25.
25? Corey,
12.
can you beat a 25, Corey?
No, because I already rolled my athletics check. It's 12.
Oh, I didn't see the 12. So you go to lunge, and Robert's still kind of like having his hand out from being hit, just like kind of like goes like straight jacket mode, just like locks his arms around you.
He probably feel that she's like vibrating with like anger.
The robot voice comes back on, and the eyes do turn red again. Sudden case of madness has appeared in this subject. Restraint is enabled. I'm sorry, young lady, what is going on? I am not sure who this individual even is. The eyes are blue again.
There's still some, probably not doing anything to his metal, but like the green that's like dripping from her mouth and hands will just hisses, I guess, as it hits the floor if it's not hissing on him. You know what I mean? She's just seething, looking at Charlotte. Your deity is a fucking witch of nightmares. And if I had it within my power, I'd strangle the life out of her.
Why? Miss Ladora's always been nice to me.
Because she tortured one of my friends.
How? No, Miss Ladora wouldn't do that.
Perhaps we can agree to disagree on the subject and progress
I'm
into our
sorry.
mission.
I agree. This is unimportant to the task at hand.
Vetsolan, you kind of look over at Master Kalolu, who's kind of like wide-eyed at this whole thing.
These matters will not interfere with our objective, I can assure you.
I sure hope not. I would really rather this crisis in faith to be handled before we go speak with the Berishtek. If that is alright. You can see he's looking a bit uneasy.
Perhaps we should mobilize and start our preparations for tomorrow.
Ludra kind of speaks up. Yeah, maybe it's good for everyone to take a step back. Let's all calm down, go prep. We can meet up in the morning.
Corey's not gonna wait for Robert to let go. Just gonna shift into a snake and get out of his arms.
Okay, you all watch.
For wild shape.
You all watch Corey wild shape into a snake, and do you leave Corey?
I mean, she's gonna wild shape back. And take just a deep breath. Yes, Master Kalulu. Your trip will go unimpeded. Have a good night. And then she'll leave.
Ludric looks at the rest of you and goes, I'm gonna figure out what that was about. We'll see you all tomorrow.
My suggestion is you get her a doctor. A fever like that and then a sudden case of anger. She cannot be feeling well.
You watch him leave as you're in the middle of that.
I will take your suggestion. Thank you for listening to my suggestion, sir.
Thank you for your purchase. Would you like to buy a copy of Windroar?
I'll say at that everyone begins separating, going about prepping for the journey, resting. Corey, Ludric catches up with you and goes, "Hey, what was that about?"
Her neck kind of like cracks as she turns her head to him.
You can see he kind of like inches back. Look, I don't know what happened between you and whoever that is, but you gotta remember, these people are on our side, at least for now.
I know. I didn't say I had a problem with her.
Just
I have a problem with her god.
that sounds like a personal problem. You mentioned, you know what? I shouldn't get into it. It's not my business, and you obviously are not in the mood to talk about it. But I'm here if you need to vent. Sound good?
I mean, is Tauntaun busy?
I don't know. I mean, we both saw her leave. Who knows where she is now?
I mean, I kind of thought you would.
Well,
Or at least knew what her plans are for later.
Almost like conveniently at that, Corey, you get a voice sound in the back of your head. Hey, in case you're looking for me, I am with Pike and Kana. Come say hello. They miss you. I suppose it's the surprise. They know you're in town. Sorry, not sorry.
That bitch!
You see Luja kind of give you the eye.
Yes, she's my friend. I can call her that bitch.
No, I mean, what did she do?
Oh, she told she taps her temple. She was just telling me she told my parents I was in town.
I see.
I mean, I love her. I love my family. I do kind of wish I'd got to tell them, but it's fine. It's fine.
Well, at least it seems like it will be easy to find her now.
Yep. Damn it. I was kind of wanting to go get drunk tonight, but seeing as family, that will have to wait.
I'm gonna be real.
I'm good, I promise. It's honestly not even my beef. I didn't think I was gonna meet somebody who worships that bitch.
Yeah, I'm a stay out of that one. I'm also gonna give you advice. Don't heavy drink before going into the desert. Bad idea. Really bad idea.
What about while I'm in the desert?
That's actually worse, truth be told. Because
Damn.
as you drink, you get hot in the desert, and then with the sun, it's a bad idea.
I didn't say during the day, although it gets freezing at night in deserts.
At night, it's actually fine because, you know, it's very cold at night, but...
Yes, I'm aware how a desert is.
Look, I'm sorry, she's
She's
it's
giving
part
you
of
like
who
a
I am.
cheeky smile now. Trying to indicate she's joking, but also like,
You can see he just kind of does, like, almost like the pouty look, and it's just like, you know what? Let's just go find her. He says, kind of
Yeah, come
shoving you.
along. Come along, as close as she's got with my parents over the years. I'm sure they'd love to talk to you.
Oh boy, yay. And with that, you and Ludric leave and head out to your family's place. And with that, I think you change the music. You head on out over to your parents' place, and you can see that the lights are on. People are beginning to sort of return home as the sun is slowly beginning to set. You knock at the door, and it is not very long before Kana answers the door and goes, "There you are! Get in here! Come here, baby!" And they give you like a big hug, nearly choking the life out of you.
Good to see you.
You hear your dad, Pike, off in the background go, "Is that her? Tell me that's her." And you see him kind of enter. You see him enter, and to you being strangled, and he goes, "Ah, good, it has begun." And he pulls you both in, choking you even more. You see Tauntaun kind of enter from the other room, and she goes, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I was really excited, I wanted them to know."
You did it again!
Yeah.
Harry!
I'm sorry!
Do better!
You see she goes over and she gives Ludric a hug. Ludric looks at her and goes, "You really are the worst, you know that, right?" She goes, "Yeah, I know."
About time someone said it!
Your parents finally let you go, and they usher you both in. Come in, please. You were just getting started with dinner."
Whew. Sounds good. Where's the little one?
And at that, you feel a small tug on your leg. You look down and you see little baby Maui holding your leg, holding your pant leg.
Ah, there's the brightest star.
You can see he just gives you a big smile and he goes, "Hi, Corey."
Hello, Maui.
You see he like raises his hands for like uppies.
Good. I was about to say. She'll pick him up. Have you already eaten?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Come sit with me. I haven't.
Okay.
She'll follow Pike and Kana.
Okay. You all enter the house. You share a lovely dinner. For the sake of time, I am going to move, if that is okay, unless you really want to.
Of course.
do
No,
this.
yeah.
Okay. Just, I want to make sure we get through everything.
Yes, go ahead.
You all have a lovely dinner. Tauntaun introduces your parents to Ludric, who seems very nervous about the whole thing. You slowly learn more and more that he is a socially anxious being. But it's a very good night, and one that you definitely needed.
Is there bullying? Is there bullying of the Ludric?
There is bullying of everyone.
Good. I'm happy.
And the next morning, you all awake. And that is where we're going to take a break.
break time.
Break time. Go get water if you need to. Go use the bathroom if you need to. Thank you all for joining us so far.
I'm gonna go get pudding, but I will say I don't apologize for Robert's actions.
Oh no, absolutely. That was funny. I, like, not in game and above game, did not expect to run into a cleric of the bitch. Of
Yeah.
prime, of bitch prime.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm sweating in Corvin over here. But I gotta remember, I'm a himbo now.
Sarah, was that you? Was that you who came up with that? Who did that?
Yeah, it was mentioned to me last week, but it was only... Shoot, I don't even think it was solidified until I said something in character.
Yeah, Sarah, like, over the past couple days has been, like, asking me about, like, potential patrons. And earlier today, they mentioned, they were like, hey, Corladora is a deity, right? And I was like, I mean, she's an archfey, so yeah. And I was like, this can only go well.
Well, Sarah, if it makes you feel any better, I've got a Cheshire cat grin going right now from this whole thing.
Me too. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no. Oh no.
Oh no! I'm
Oh,
gonna go
dear.
refill all my water
Yeah,
real
be back.
quick. Everyone go do what you need to. We will be back in just a minute.
Leave the chat with Jim.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a snack, because I was stupid and skipped dinner.
Sarah! Bab.
I've returned with pudding. Yeah, sure. I returned with pudding, but I also have to turn light out now. Yeah, I'm stuck in the ocean episodes. I am getting old. Alright, who's here? Yellow chat. I'll stop with the Russian accent for now. So, funny thing. Robert is actually a depiction of a character of my human fighter that I used to play in this dungeon crawl campaign. And he was a human fighter battle master, and he had the same mannerisms, but funnily enough, he was actually smarter. His wisdom and intelligence were actually not that bad. Well, this is going to sound a little sappy. The funny thing is, the moment I wrapped up with a session of that game is actually when I had to quickly get ready, and I went to go get it was actually the first night of me playing that character. Like 20 minutes after the session was over, I went to go to the first date of me and my wife.
Aww.
And yeah,
Cute.
I
So, yeah.
returned with animal crackers.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it's hard. The character is in a somewhat fond vibe for me.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's funny because like during the entire session, we were just texting back and forth, and like we met. Like we started talking that day, and she's like, "Hey, are you hungry?" And I'm like, "Kinda."
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, and she's like, "I don't want to come over here for spaghetti." I'm like, "Fuck yeah."
I
Oddly
returned.
enough, though.
What's up, Joe?
I hope you guys have been enjoying the session so far.
Yeah.
I appreciate it sounding much more intelligent than I actually am.
We unfortunately didn't get to go over the capabilities of the rest of the party due to certain events occurring, but
Yeah, sorry about that.
that's not your fault. That's not anyone's fault. I am going to try to zoom through the next couple bits just to make sure we have enough time for things, because that took a tad longer than I thought it would, and I would like to try to get through everything tonight in a orderly manner so we're not here until like 1 a.m. because I don't want to do that to you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciated. No.
Yeah.
I had a voice planned out for this character and everything. And then, I was able to do it the other night. And now tonight, I just cannot get my voice high enough.
I have a couple of tips, but it's mostly about... It's kind of like how are you sitting right now? Are you like hunched over?
Slightly, because I have to reach my control button. I know the tips and tricks. I used to take choir in school.
Okay.
So, yeah, we were taught a lot of those tricks.
Yeah, because like at least whenever I'm trying to do like a higher voice, I try and like at least put my shoulders back and try to like stand upright. It's mostly how I can get Robert's voice up here,
Posture helps with voices a lot.
as well as
It
mouth.
really does.
As well as mouth placement.
Nug, baby, I love you, but you're driving me a bit bonkers. Nug is being needy.
I can't type at all.
Alright. Just want to do a quick roll call, see who is here, who is not. CG.
Hello.
Joe.
I am here.
Punk. Punk is not back yet. Weevu.
Toodle pit.
And I almost said River again. Sarah.
I'm here. You caught me right as I shoved animal crackers in my mouth.
Are they normal animal crackers or frosted animal crackers?
Normal.
I see.
And are they? And are these animal crackers in your soup?
Shut up, Joe.
I'm at soup!
I'm at soup!
Listen, I remember late Nick at Night and Toonami ads, or should I say infomercials. It sticks inside your brain.
Those commercials drove me absolutely insane.
My dog is being a bitch. He's being a slut.
He can't be a bitch. He's a male dog.
True. Isn't that right, Nug? Hello, baby. Yeah, I think his tummy's bothering him a tad. I don't know. I know he's just being super needy tonight. It's kind of hard to tell which.
What's going on with him?
He's just doing like his attitude of like when he's obviously bothered by something, where he's like, he won't leave me alone. He'll like put his paws on me, like, Dad, I need things. He crawled under my desk a couple of times.
Okay, that image is adorable.
He just barely
Sounds like
like
What is it, a stoat?
no, my dog.
Don't you mean, is it a sable?
I swear to God.
Emma, we also talked about totes McStoats.
stones. Big stones.
Is it a sable under the table?
I'm going to start before we get into this.
We need to put a
conversation.
label on the sable, just so Tart knows where it is at all times.
Yes, Tart. Let's start. Let us get our mounts, which are residing at the stable.
Enabling the sable puns are just a whole disaster.
I was joking, by the way. We can get started. I just wanted to make that one because it was right there.
That's right there.
I request to ride a sable.
Man, that'd be
Giant
real difficult
sable.
considering sables usually live in cold temperatures.
As well as like very tiny.
I said giant one.
She did say giant. But
I didn't. I'm sorry.
it's all good. Continuing. Let me change up the music and we will get started. Oh, wait. Hold on. There it is. You all awake the next morning, and having prepped and rested for the next day, for the travel oncoming, you all begin to head out and meet up at the stables. The entirety of your group gets together. Agni, you kind of lurking in the shadows. You find the opportunity. You see them all come together. You find the opportunity to merge yourself in with the group. Mr. J. Frost, if you could please join the game and describe Agni for us.
With pleasure. So, do you want the TLDR version, or do you want an actual description?
I will leave it up to you, my man.
I'll give a actual description, and then the TLDR. You see a moderately medium height tabaxi. What's kind of interesting is that he's got a dirty snow leopard kind of coloring, and he's got both of his eyes going two different directions. One facing far to the left, one facing far to the right. Kind of has one tooth poking out from his mouth and his tongue out in a kind of derpish fashion. Wearing some very simple robes.
You would be wearing the robes of the Anima Sanctum.
Yes. Some very decently beautiful robes of the Animus Sanctum. But just moving very silently, just walking with everybody. And the TLDR description is, think of a crackhead from 7-Eleven and put him in cat form.
So are you remaining stealthy, or are you approaching the group?
I take stealthy.
Roll me a stealth check.
Alright.
Let's go, floofy boy.
I do.
Let's be honest, Punk. With that description, he's not. I think Sticky Boy would be more appropriate.
This isn't your average crack cat.
I mean, sticky icky boy also applies.
That too. That too. Ready. Just a normal straight check.
Yes.
Oh boy, here we go, stealthing. Uh, 18.
18. As you guys are approaching the stables and you're beginning to get your mounts, you notice that rather than horses, the stables of Haven are lined with large lizards, like giant, like riding lizards. They have whole saddles on them, and they are big and squiggly, and they've got like green and blue scales. Corey, as your group is beginning to grab their mounts for those who need them, you notice this cat figure who is kind of merged itself with your group, and you notice that it is wearing the robes of the Anima Sanctum. Only you notice this.
Ludric's with us, right?
Ludric is not with you, actually.
Ah, god damn it. He's supposed to be coming with. What the fuck?
He's not there yet.
Anyone see Ludric?
None of you have seen Ludric yet.
Robert is to the side of the stables, kind of conjuring something. I have been busy over here. I have not seen Ludric at all.
I am looking for Argenti.
Your genty. Wait, what?
Argenti. I referred to him yesterday. But what is this about Ludric?
Oh, just that he's supposed to be going. And she's been trying not to look at Agni. I guess the cat figure.
Right.
And then her eyes like stop. She can't pull her eyes away. And she's like, "Okay, I gotta ask. Are you the other member that we're waiting on?" And then she says, looking at Vetsalon as well.
Do you point out the, do you point him out now?
Yeah, yeah, 'cause she like full on like looks at him and is like, "Hey, who you?"
That's all you now notice Agni.
Vetsolin will pull out his bow, knock an arrow, point it at Agni, and say, "State your business. Why are you here?"
I have been sent by the great cosmic spoon.
What?
It seems we have an imbecile in our midst.
Would you like a hat?
Yes, I would love a hat.
I'm sorry, what?
Agni just reaches into his robes, pulls out a spoon, bends it upwards, and immediately sets it on top of the requester's head, and just goes, "Baba has blessed you."
Is this what is fashionable nowadays? I've been out of it for a long time. I feel fancy already.
Put the bow down. Vet, please.
Vet will very slowly lower his bow.
As you lower the bow, you hear a whoosh in the air, and behind you, the sand kicks up as you all see a drake land behind Vetsolin. Vetsolin, describe Argenti for us.
Argenti is a large winged silver drake, about 6 feet long, currently crawling on all fours towards us, and as he approaches, Vetsolin comes over and just kind of rubs his hand along Argenti's head. "Hello, friend. It has been... I am sorry that you were not able to come with me yesterday, but we shall get some exercise in the desert for the next few days."
Argenti kind of like leans into your hand as you rub along his face. Man, Drake Wardens are dope.
Facts.
So, hey, Tar.
Yes.
I'm taking out a second level spell slot and casting Find Steed.
Okay. What steed are you summoning?
It's going to be that of an elk, but the saddle is littered with dwarven runes.
Okay.
And if anyone reads Dwarven, all it says is Robert is here. That's all it says.
Robert is here. Okay. Easy enough. Cora, you see this drake kind of land behind you, but you're also still kind of focused on Agni. What do you do?
No, who brought you? I mean, I don't even know where. Oh! She looks up at the... Oh, hi!
This is Argenti. Argenti, this is our current companion, Reha Kore.
Argenti kind of inches a bit closer, kind of sniffs you a bit. Just kind of sits there for a moment, expectantly.
Corey just starts like talking to it.
You
Who
do
would ever
that,
be
and you
afraid
watch
of
its head
you?
like crook back a bit, like in surprise. And then it begins like nuzzling up against you.
No, who would ever be afraid of a cutie like you?
Argenti burps, and CG, does Argenti have a breath weapon?
Not actually, no. It gets it later. But it does, it basically would burp cold. So
Okay.
frost.
So it burps, and a couple like pieces of coal like roll onto the floor.
I see. You're still cute as can be. She just
No.
continues like petting him.
And as Argenti and Kore are just kind of like getting to know one another, Vetsolin will walk on over to Agni.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you here?
Hello, friend.
Greetings. I have come because I am requested. The Great Cosmic Spoon, it understands that you are needing my assistance. I cannot turn away from this task. Would you like a hat? Looking at, Vetsalon.
Vetsolin, unfazed at all, is going to say, "You speak in riddles, but not names. I am unfamiliar with this cosmic spoon you refer to.
Oh,
Do you,
it is
unless you,
Baba.
unless you give us the name of a more reputable source, you will not be permitted to join us. You wear the robes of the Animus Sanctum. Perhaps you can elaborate."
I have a dumb idea.
Oh, here we go.
What would it take to draw a picture of what would it take to draw a good old picture of Ludric with just like in the ground
Make a
with
performance
his
check.
cornerstone?
Performance
Sweet.
check.
Yeet. 10.
You watch as Agni gets down on the ground and begins scrawling a. Oh, sorry, Nug. Begins scrawling a very crude, almost like stick figure drawing in the dirt or in the sand. Robert and Vetsalon, make me intelligence checks.
You sure about that? Can we just say he doesn't know what the hell's going on?
Can I argue for insight?
Yes, I will.
Can
I
I
will let you do insight.
While this is
There we go.
going on, am
There
I
we go.
still able to do that thing I sent you a message about?
Yes.
Tart?
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
2, by the way.
Okay. Vetsolin, you think this is supposed to be a drawing of Ludric?
Is this supposed to be Ludric?
You watch the eyeballs just slowly rotate back to actually form a center stare. And immediately you just see the head shake at least 3 times, stops, and the eyes just roll back to facing 2 separate directions.
Do you nod or shake? Because shake would mean no.
Oh, nod.
Okay.
My apologies.
No, you're good. Just clarifying.
I have not breathed. I have not drawn breath in many a month, and yet I feel compelled to sigh heavily.
Enjoy the hat. And as that point, Agni just immediately starts just like looking up.
Charlotte at this point has been kind of prowling around Agni, examining him because another cat. And then she hears Vetsolin. You haven't breathed in over how long?
I haven't breathed in thousands of years.
It is not uncommon for air genasi to stave off breathing, as most others do for long periods. We simply are air, after all. And
Whoa.
and I'm gonna take a stab at this. Without breaking eye contact of Charlotte, is going to reach up onto his head and, I assume, pull off a bent spoon.
There is a bent spoon on your head.
You dropped this, and I'll hand it back to Agni.
The gift has been given. It cannot be taken back.
Then I give this gift to the earth, and I drop it on the ground.
Agni, make me a wisdom save.
Oh boy, wisdom save. 20
The earth now has a
Really?
hat.
The spoon cradles the earth, much like Baba.
Perhaps we should venture onward at this point.
On that note, you all gather up on your mounts. Vestal, or I almost did it again. Vetsolin gets Argenti. Robert, what is your mount's name? Does it have a name?
Would have named it after. Hang on, I need to do a dwarven name generator really quick.
Okay.
Because he would have named it after the first prince.
No worries.
Especially since that was it. Fozil.
Okay. Hop on Thosel. The rest of you get these large riding lizards. And you all head off into the desert. Is a lengthy journey. You all meet back up with Jem Kulolu, who is just on the outskirts of town on his own riding lizard. You all begin heading off into the desert. Is a slow, lengthy journey. It's hot. You all were lent a few materials from the Dune Striders to make the journey a bit more comfortable, including the patented robes that sort of protect you from the sun, almost like the we're the fucking dudes from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, Tusken Raiders.
Yes, almost like the Tusken Raider garb. And you all begin crossing the desert. Goes actually pretty uneventful for the entirety of the ride.
Bones would probably be basking in the sun.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really need the robes because, you're a fire genasi.
Just like lizards, I'm just kind of like riding on the lizard, basking in sunlight.
Yeah.
Nice.
You all camp...
Question:
What's up?
Would the heat actually bother me, like naturally?
It would not.
Okay. I like this blanket. I don't know.
You all camp for the night. In the morning, you head out again. It takes about half the day to reach. In the midst of this large canyon, you can see a structure mounted into the canyon wall. You all approach, and you can see out front a number of tribal members who see you approach. They seem on guard. They don't attack you. You all recognize these as members of the Bearish Tech, or at least you assume that's who they are. You all approach the ruins, and you dismount. Master Kalolu goes, well, it's now or never, right? Let's get this done. You all head inside. Now I get to change music to something a bit more ominous.
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 Mama nama. Banana.
Find it. Here it is. You all moving through the... You all kind of pass the Bearish Tech guards out front. You can see they're all of different races. There's a Goliath, there's Tiefling, there's a couple humans, Genasi, all typings here. All size, all races. And as you move through, you begin moving, you move past them. They don't seem too intimidated by your group. They let you pass as you guys move through the interior of this ruin. On the walls, you can see beautiful, like, almost like hieroglyphic, like, almost like storytelling. Bones, you're immediately attracted to this as you guys are moving through. Bones?
Bones.
Oh. Okay, we will get to that in a moment. You guys continue moving throughout, and you can see it as looking at these, like, drawings on the walls, these, like, almost like scribblings. You can see that it almost seems to be like telling a story. And as you guys kind of look around, it is pretty clear that your group isn't all alone. As you notice from around corners and in the shadows, you can see other members of the Bearish Tech eyeing your group, prepared in case things were to go wrong. You continue moving forward. And eventually, backs into a large antechamber. One that you can see up above, there's a hole in the ceiling that light shines down through. And you can see along the walls again are these inscribings, similar but still different from what you saw before. You can see there's the way you came, there's a way on your left and on your right, and there's another path in front of you that moves into a what almost seems to be like a what probably wasn't a throne room originally, but looks to have been turned into a throne room of sorts. And you can all begin hearing whispers and voices kind of coming down the hallways to your left and right. Everyone go ahead and make me a perception check. And Bones, let me know when you're back.
I get advantage.
Well,
22.
9.
19.
10.
Anyone with a 10 or above can see that off to the left and off to the right, you see, and even behind you, you see the entrances have sort of been filled with these bearish tech warriors. And as you guys kind of look at the warriors, you see that a lot of them don't really seem like they were meant to be soldiers. Some of them look like they were quite young. Maybe they were actually farmers before, but they seem to have been put in this role maybe because they needed the extra men. Corey, you kind of look over and you can see one who looks like they're still in their teenage years, kind of awkwardly holding a spear at their side. And as you guys kind of look past these soldiers, you can see what look to be civilians who have kind of begin peering into this chamber in interest as to what's happening. You guys looking forward? Okay, Bones is back. So Bones, you see these inscribings on the walls around you. Go ahead and make me... What languages do you speak? Real quick.
Bones speaks Primordial, Common, and Deep Speech.
Okay. Go ahead and make me, as you kind of begin looking over these, go ahead and make me I'm going to call it an Arcana check with advantage.
I already get advantage anyway because I have the goggles of object reading.
That's true, you do. So I'll tell you what, because of the languages that you know, I'm going to give you an extra 2 to this roll. How's that sound?
I will take that.
Because you already get advantage.
16 then.
16. The writing on the walls seemed to tell a story about a god who came down and gifted their followers these priceless gems. And from what you could tell from the story, it seems that the gems were able to bestow extra life and extra power to those in her following. And then you notice as it goes along, you see that these gems began to corrupt those not in her following, turning those who used them, who didn't follow this goddess, into terrifying beasts. As to which god or goddess this is, you're not really sure, but that's the general impression you get from this story and these inscribings that you see along the wall.
You can see Bones' eyes are just lit up, like almost like shining in with excitement. Oh, what beautiful. It's just looking around, she's just mumbling under her breath in like appreciation.
As you guys are sort of standing around, you hear a voice. Well, seems that you all have arrived. And you see, walking forward in these like leather armors is a taller fire genasi man. The sides of his head are shaved. His head, the top of his hair is kind of like combed back somewhat. He's got like this like smoldering red and orange facial hair. You guys can assume that this is Baresh Starburn. He approaches your group and goes, "It's good to see that your journey was not too taxing on you."
We were fortunate.
Go ahead, say that again.
She just said, we were fortunate, yes.
And my men outside didn't give you any trouble?
No, they were perfect gentlemen. And ladies.
Good.
Quick question before we go further.
Please.
Are people being... Hold on, there's a word for it. Not quite conscripted, but tasked with soldier jobs because of recent events?
Are you asking this in character?
Yes.
You can see he is obviously a bit uncomfortable with the question. He kind of crosses his arms. Unfortunately, yes. Due to recent losses and lack of manpower, we've had to conscript those that I would rather not. But these are extremely dangerous times. I'm hoping that this conversation here can fix that. And you see Master Kulolu kind of walk up and go, yes, so hopefully we can end things peacefully, yes? Varesh goes, that is all I want. Master Kulolu goes, wow, it's good to finally meet you, Master Starburn. Baresh kind of nods. So where do we begin? Well, I was thinking we can begin, and as Master Kulolu begins speaking, you all hear another voice. Traitor! You all look over, and from where Baresh came from, there's a large gnoll figure who kind of begins entering the chamber. You said we would have war! You said we would not negotiate with these. Baresh, before the gnoll continues, Baresh turns and goes, Gosk, I know. I told you that that is what would happen because I know that no other answer would satisfy you. But we can't have war. We don't have the resources. War is not what I want, Gosk. And Gosk kind of enters the center of the chamber and goes, You're a coward! You break bread with the enemy! And you can see Gosk kind of begins looking over your group. They come armed. They came to silence you. And are we not armed here, Gosk? Kind of looking around, you guys can see that all the soldiers around you are looking a bit uneasy. Does anyone do anything or say anything?
Cor would like to, but I'd like to let Joe go first.
Okay.
No, because at the first, I guess would this be like an insight to see if he's legitimately being hostile?
Sure, make an insight check.
All right. That's a natural one to the tune of 0.
Natural 0.
If you don't do something right now, this man is going to possibly attack you.
He will slowly reach for his shield. He his hands will not touch his sword whatsoever.
Okay. Gosk's eyes kind of look over at you. He snarls. And then he turns and he starts yelling to the troops. Are we going to let them take what is rightfully ours? Are we going to break bread with our enemy, the ones we have been striving to defeat? You can see the soldiers are becoming more and more tense. Does anyone else do anything or say anything? Punk, I know you had something.
But above game... What? What does he mean? Does Corey know anything about, I guess, their tribe wanting to defeat Haven?
Make a history check with disadvantage.
No, man.
I think Jay Frost also has something after Punk.
10.
10.
Yo.
You know that Baresh was kicked out of Haven. As to why, you don't remember. Agni, is there something you wanted to do?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of looking at this knoll, correct?
Yes. He's a large gnoll in what appears to be like spike-ridden armor.
Kind of just immediately like looking up, like actually having to turn his head upwards. Still looking two different directions, he goes, "May I offer you a hat in these trying times, my friend?"
Sort of fucking got you.
What? Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Please get high.
It's not gonna happen. Are you fucking kidding me? This is acting.
You know what?
Hey man, don't
This is probably
discount the
a dumb idea.
dice.
What?
I am going to give... Well, I was going to give him guidance.
I mean,
I'll allow the guidance. Roll guidance.
what's
On that
guidance?
one.
Okay, I was
A
at
D4.
A D4.
Add a D4. Oh, I can't add on to that with my guidance.
A lot of red
do-
numbers right
guidance
now.
does stack, I believe.
I don't. I think that's a you call, because I don't believe so.
CG, I will allow that roll if you want to.
Okay.
So, Corey, I do think guidance does stack technically, so I will allow you to roll another D4.
Wait, me? I roll it?
Well, J Frost roll it.
Okay.
Another
Rolling
D4.
another
Add
D4.
more.
Add
Use
more.
one.
You're gonna need as much as you can.
Alright, so that's 4 on top of a nat 1, which is a 2, so that's 6.
A 6 from a nat 1. Okay.
A nat 6? No, it's not a nat.
I mean, in a
That's
sense.
Solon. With that 20, it seems like he was promised war. And now that he's not getting it, he seems to be almost like a child throwing a tantrum. Gosk, having heard this offer from Agni, walks over to Agni, and Agni, he grabs you by the throat. Is this a joke to you? And Baresh puts his hand firmly on Gosk's shoulder and goes, "Let him go."
And that
Just...
when
God.
when he asks, "Is this a joke?" Can Robert show the top of his head and see the spoon is still attached to his helmet?
You
never took it off.
You absolutely can.
He never took it off.
You absolutely can. And Gosk looks at you, sees the spoon, and then he lets you go, Agni, and then he shakes off Brush. This is your fault. You let them here. We were going to take that city. We were going to make it ours. Brush goes, "That is not the plan, Gosk. That was never the plan."
Insight?
Insight. Are you inciting
Yeah,
Gosk or Baresh?
Baresh.
Baresh. Are you
I would
incited to
also
see
All
if
in
it's
like
lying?
Gosk then.
Same.
If anyone
I
wants to do insight Baresh, go ahead. Let me know what it's for.
16.
Um,
While
Inciting for
they're
any
doing that,
underlying motives.
or just seeing if is he lying. He's like, that was never the plan.
I'd like to.
20!
Sorry, CG.
I would like to know whether he's truthful to us or to Gosk.
Okay.
I'd actually
I
like
also-
to insight Gosk.
All right, give me one moment. What's up, Joe?
When this is all said and done, I kind of want to, as Robert, say something to Gosk.
Okay.
And Corey still says about it after this.
Yes. We'll get to everything. So first, starting off with the insight checks. With a 16 and 22, doesn't seem like he's lying. CG, what was the... Remind me what the 10 was for again? I apologize.
I wanted to see whether who he was being truthful to, Gosk or us.
It's kind of hard to tell. Charlotte, you wanted to insight Gosk?
Yes.
What are you inciting?
Just in general.
As
The
to whether
vibe
or not
check.
he's like... Vibe check? Sure, go for it. Roll for vibe check.
16.
Gosk wants a fight. You don't know why, but he wants a fight. Robert, you wanted to say something in character, and then Corey did
Yes.
as well.
Robert will look towards Gosk and say, "Young man, have you actually ever been in a war?"
Cat turns to you. I've spread more blood you could ever imagine. I've fought wars. I've fought skirmishes. I am no whelp to bloodshed.
Then you should know the repercussions of what war can bring. And as a man who is very proficient in the art of war himself, I can assure you, the people around here, the young men and women outside, they will not survive. And you may win, but you may rule a kingdom of graves instead of, well, citizens. Is that worth it?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay. This is actually kind of decent.
Above
Go,
game
persuasion
question.
bot.
Above
Nine.
question? Go for it.
Before Corey says anything after, Robert.
Mhm.
The King's Reach doesn't reach here, does it?
Say that one more time.
The King, we know Cedric.
Yes, no. The king's influence does not reach here, no. As this is a different nation entirely.
How are relations with Cedric's kingdom and this nation, though?
I mean, they're solid.
Like, are they good, or is it like do they like hate each
they're
other?
on peace. The governments are on peaceful terms. You don't know how that would apply here necessarily, though.
No. I just wanted to know for like.
Between the nations of the Ashen Vale and Asterios, relations are good. They're peaceful.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt, Robert.
No, it's alright. In reply to the persuasion check, you watch Gosk. You see him pull out a sword. He doesn't do anything with it yet, but he just seems to be kind of gesturing with it. That is a risk I'm more than willing to take.
Only
Charlotte,
the
you have
foolish or...
Oh,
Sorry,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. Charlotte had something.
Well, this is your thing
Hey,
first.
this is
Go
your
ahead and
thing.
finish your
Go
bit.
ahead and finish. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Believe me when I say this. Only the foolish or the desperate risk that many lives carelessly. There is no honor in what you are thinking of. If you are so foolhardy as to think that you could take them... God, I'm slipping into Corbin's voice. Hang on. If you think you are so foolhardy, you should... Why don't you go towards... why don't you go to the nearest kingdom and join one of their ranks? I'm sure they could go for someone with your tenacity. You seem very capable.
He's just staring daggers into you. Charlotte, you had something.
1 second, I'm checking something.
No worries.
Okay. Using my Amulet of Devout and my Channel Divinity Cloak of Shadows ability, Charlotte will appear right in front of... This is Grosk talking, right?
Gosk, but yes.
Gosk. And just kind of look up at him, giving him kitty eyes, because she's not a dog. But why would you want war? So much devastation is catastrophic, and it's not good for the environment.
To take back what was taken from us. At this point, you all see Baresh forcefully grab Gosk by the shoulder, and he pulls him back a few feet. He goes, "This isn't what we discussed. You know that." "You lied to me. You lied to them." And Gosk points out to the people in the crowd. At this point, Jem starts to speak up. "Perhaps we could take a small break and come back." Gosk pushes Baresh out of the way. "You stay quiet." "I'm sorry, but this seems to be, I mean, we could come back." And you watch as Gosk roars and goes to attack Jem with the sword. Does anybody do anything?
Yes.
I have something.
I would like to, shield in hand, step in between Gosk and Jem.
Is it possible to cast magic without it being noticed?
With a sleight of hand check.
I'd also like to
I'll
do
take
something.
that. I'm going to cast Hold Person on Gosk.
Okay. CG, you want to do something as well?
Yes, I would like to not subtly cast Gust of Wind on him, push him back.
Okay. I'm going to say for this, everyone who wants to do something, go ahead and roll. Just roll me a just roll me an initiative, just so we can do the we'll figure out the order of how these things go down.
17.
18.
9.
12.
And then I need
You said initiative, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to do something in this situation.
I sent you a DM on what I want to do.
I see it. Roll
Also-
me. Roll me an initiative, you fuck.
10!
Okay. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Punk. Please go ahead and say the thing you wanted to say. I do apologize. I thought I got to it.
No, it's. I just want to let you know, just to to be aware, in the future. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't mind retconning.
No,
Okay. I do apologize.
it's fine, love.
So, I need to make a roll. I see. Okay. As you all move to do different things, you see Gosk lunge, and you see his blade is like a almost like a large like a very large like machete made out of bone, and you can see there is some liquid coated at the edge of it. And as he moves forward and he goes to attack, you watch as Baresh, with a 19 on his initiative roll, step in front of Gosk. And Gosk, not stopping, brings the blade down into Baresh's shoulder. We'll now get to the initiative of things. Charlotte, you wanted to do hold person?
Correct.
Okay.
And I want to try and do it subtly.
Sleight of hand check.
Hold on.
And then tell me what the save is for hold person.
That's a 13 for the sleight of...
Was the
And
DC,
the DC?
for hold person?
For... I don't see an actual thing on the spell list,
It
but
should be. It's a general DC. It should be at the top.
Oh, okay, that would be a 16, and with my Amulet of the Devout, 18.
Okay. And it is a wisdom save, I believe, for hold person.
Let me check.
I believe so, yeah.
That makes things easier.
It is Wiz.
Yeah, wisdom.
19 total.
Fuck!
Now to see if he caught it. 13 on the die. As the sword is biting into Baresh's shoulder. Ah! You can see Gosk you can see him twitch, and he narrows his eyes at you and snarls. Up next, we had Robert. Robert, you wanted to get in front of Gem?
If what just played out, with everything that just played out, he will try to get in between Gem and I'm sorry, Baresh, and try and heal up the guy, and then as an action use lay on hands to give 5 points back to the one he just attacked.
Okay. So you use 5 points to heal up Baresh a bit. You get in between of him and Gem. Alright, up next we had... Next up was Vetsolin. You wanted to do Gust to win, yes?
Yes, I'd like to do something else as well, but we'll start with that.
Okay. Pull up Gust to win for me. Okay. If you do this, it's going to hit Baresh as well.
Don't want to do that then. What do I have instead? Actually, I know. Vetsolin's going to look to Baresh, and seeing as how he's currently being cared for, just in case, but he's going to... He saw the dripping thing on the blade, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to remove one of his anti-venoms from his pouch and offer it to Baresh on the off chance. And he's going to come forward to Baresh and say, "It appears you and your second-in-command have a difference on the idea of peace. Do you still stand with this one, that we are a threat to you and to your group? Or would you stand against him?
You said you approach?
To Baresh, yes.
Well, they are together as Goss currently has his blade embedded in Baresh's shoulder.
You know what? I will say the same thing. I will try and remove, I guess. Wait, hold on. I might actually have something for this.
I'm gonna make a roll really quick while you do that. What is that? Okay.
Okay, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. Instead, I'm going to try and telekinetically shove him away.
Gosk?
Yes, with a gust of wind, and I'm going to still do the same thing I said for Baresh.
Okay. What is the save on that? Strength saving throw. Okay.
Not good, but it's worth a shot. That's a 12 you need to beat.
12, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure this knoll is very frail.
You know, he has a plus
get a
5 to his strength save.
Did he get a nat 1?
He got an 11
Total?
Fuck.
total.
What? Suck it!
So you conjure up a gust of wind, and it blows him back 5 feet. He loses his grip on the blade, and it is embedded in Baresh's shoulder. As you walk up to Baresh with the anti-venom in hand, you notice Baresh is not moving. Almost as if he's stuck in place. Gosk kind of like slid across the ground, like catching himself between the bricks, the sandstone with his claws, and he.
Can
Do you
I?
Do you want to give Baresh the anti-venom?
Yes, I will attempt that.
Okay. Do you pull the blade out first?
I feel like I'd have to.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a strength check then. Or athletics check.
11.
You manage to pull the blade out, but you feel the teeth of the blade cutting into Baresh's skin. You get it out, but it hurts him. Go ahead and roll me. What's the thing for this? Go ahead and roll me 2d8.
Eh. Nine.
9. Okay. You feel the teeth bite into Baresh's flesh as you pull it out, but you do get the blade out. And you go to give him the antitoxin. You can see he's just, the only thing moving is his eyes currently. You find a spot to put the anti-venom in his mouth, and his body, after a moment, becomes limber again, and it kind of crashes to the floor. Thank you. Flambeau Viper Venom. Bastard.
It's a good thing that I came prepared for the venomous creatures of the desert, then.
You need to definitely thank your vendor for that. That is very potent anti-venom. Again, thank you. And he stands up. Gosk is still kind of like in that stance, almost like seemingly not sure what to do. You can see the soldiers around the edges are unsure what to do as well. You see some of them have like taken steps forward as if to get involved, but none of them are sure of what to do. Up next we had, I believe it's Agni next. Yep, Agni. What did you do you want to explain what you were going to do, or do you just want to do it?
I think you already know what I'm gonna do.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Do you want this public or just to you?
We'll call it public.
Cool. $13.
Okay. Yeah. you all watch Agni slowly beginning to approach with the spoon in hand, and Gosk just starts watching you as you approach. Do you keep going?
You know? Yeah, because Agni has a backup plan just in case.
Okay. As you get to Baresh and Vetsolen, Baresh kind of like puts his hand out and stops you, like puts his hand on your chest. Goes, I wouldn't.
I can offer something a little stronger than the blessing of the spoon.
That would be.
Reaches into his back, it reaches into his robes, pulls out a bag of mushrooms.
I'm not sure he's going to accept that at this point. You can see Gosk is just snarling. He seems to have taken up a defensive stance, just waiting for somebody to approach.
Agni just looks and goes, I offer him the gift of seeing Baba.
Bubba?
Yes, the great spoon.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Hold on.
Any guidance on this?
I'm going to say what is the range on guidance? It's touch, right?
Yes, so let's actually go with Bless. It has a range of up to 30 feet.
Okay.
I love this shit.
Oh, wait. Bless makes an attack roll or a saving
Yeah.
throw.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the unfortunate part. It's fine. I'll roll just the persuasion. Come on, natural 1. 4.
Baresh goes. He just kind of shakes his head. We're gonna move to Corey. Corey, what did you want to do?
Gosk is just standing aggro, like ready to kick ass, right?
He seems to just be defensive right now. He's lost his weapon. He's outnumbered. His voice of trying to get the other soldiers seems to have not worked. He seems to be unsure as to what the next step is.
Corey's going to look at him and just seeing everything, she's gonna hold out a hand.
Oh, shit!
Corey has no chill.
Okay!
She's gonna try and polymorph him. Can we get that, whiz throw before I say anything else?
Hell yeah, we can! What is your DC? 16?
I think so.
What is your...
16, yes.
Oh, Gosk. Oh, Gosk. So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was so close.
Did he fail? Did he fail?
He failed by 1 point.
Yes!
Ooh.
He rolled a 14 on the die, or a 13 on the die, sorry. And he has a +2 wisdom mod.
Oh my god, yes.
High five, Corey. High five.
What
So
do you
holding
turn
out a
Gosk
hand-
into?
So holding out, I'm getting to that. So holding out her hand, her eyes just start to glow like a slightly brighter blue. Her hair kind of whips around very angrily in sharp, like jagged shapes, not as, flowy like it usually is. And she just looks at Gosk with like, if looks could kill. You have endangered the lives of many innocent people, including the ones here. A whining whelp like you should sit in the dirt. And since he failed, he's going to turn to a slug.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna turn him into a sable.
I
No.
thought she was gonna turn him into a worm.
I did too.
Pick him
I mean,
up.
a slug is just a slightly, slimier
It's a-
worm.
It's a thick worm.
Thick worm.
You all watch as his form begins to shrink. The hair begins to get replaced with this thick slime. And he sounds like he's almost in pain as his body just continues to shrink and distort into that of a slug. Now sitting in the midst of the sand. Kind of just wriggling around.
Cora will look around to everyone else. We did not come here to fight. I did not come back to the city that I have had issues with for decades. I did not fight gods and other shit with the guard to fight today. I and everyone here, at least here in my party, wishes for peace. Please.
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Well,
Okay, yeah.
Add a d4.
I'll allow guidance on this. I will allow guidance.
make it a 15.
15. You say that, kind of say it outwards to the people around watching. And you all get the impression that the words begin to get through as the soldiers and the people begin to relax somewhat. And you all see Baresh turn to you, Kore. Peace we shall have.
Corey will extend a hand.
He kind of holding his shoulder, or he was holding his shoulder, he kind of rubs the blood off of his hand onto his pant leg, and he shakes your hand. Now I can change the music. As you guys just avoided my combat encounter for the evening.
She's as he shakes her hand, she's gonna cast Cure Wounds.
I heard the thing, I was like, polymorph!
No!
Surprise! It was a ruse! Okay. You see the wound begin to heal a bit for his shoulder. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I knew that this was going to go poorly with Gosk, but never thought he'd be so stupid.
If I may.
please.
The being known as the individual of Gosk is a threat to our city. I believe your words when you say that you wish for peace, but I am unconvinced that if Gosk remains among your number, that peace would not be threatened in the future.
You can see his expression kind of droops a bit. I haven't been completely honest with you. The plan was always going to be get rid of Gosk, as I knew that this plan would not satiate his bloodlust. But I knew I couldn't do it on my own, especially because I know what he's been hoarding.
What has he been hoarding?
Surely you all have noticed the inscriptions around this temple, yes?
Oh my god, there's writing all over the wall.
Did he write these runes?
No. These runes were made by a civilization long gone. One that worshipped the Moonweaver. According to the legend, the Moonweaver brought gifts to her followers a long time ago, the people who made this temple. These gems meant to extend the lives of those in her following, give them better foresight. But, in contrast to that, those who used them who were not in her following, they were corrupted. Those were eventually the ones that brought an end to that cycle. Gosk, as far as I could tell, had been hoarding them. I don't know where. Still trying to figure that out. But I'm sure he had one on him. Kind of looking over at the slug wriggling on the ground.
He'll be alright in about an hour anyway. I wouldn't do anything that would permanently hurt him.
You wouldn't. But I cannot let his actions go unabated. Unpunished.
I mean, if you want to assault him, you can. But
Aha!
I leave
I
that
get
to
it.
you.
Assault. Sorry.
God damn it! Oh, that's good!
I was very versatile. Thank you, Robert.
You can see at that Fresh, a small smile comes across his face. You all are a very interesting group, aren't you?
I've been told that a lot.
Would you believe me if I said we actually just met?
I believe that. 100%.
Now, I believe talks of peace.
Yes. Master Kalolu, I believe now is a better time to go over our terms. Master Kalolu, who has been just wide-eyed at this entire thing, goes, yes, absolutely. This has been an experience. Indeed it has. My terms are simple. I want... This is not an easy ask, but I would like for Haven to build a new district, one that we could use for our tribe. We would like to rejoin the city if possible. Try to integrate back into that life. Master Kalolu goes, kind of nods. I could speak with the assembly, but I like that idea. They both-
What
Go ahead.
If you don't mind, Elder, I wonder, what did he mean what was lost? To take it back?
He kind of sighs, looks over at the slug on the ground. Truth be told, I'm not sure. You see, he looks genuinely worried.
Do you think it was the gems corruption?
Seems likely. What worries me is
Would it be-
that what worries me is that the Moonweaver is the god that we worship in Haven. That's the god that the Lunar Assembly worships. That's the one who's given us what we have. So, I feel like I have some investigating to do.
I'm not here for very long, but I would like to help.
He kind of nods. I think we could use that.
Tart, would it be possible to make an insight, like looking back on what Gosk was saying to figure out what he meant?
I'm going to say no, just because there's no way to really put together what he was referring to. It
Okay.
would just be theories and speculations.
Okay, makes sense.
Hey, Tart,
Yes.
can Bones make a roll to see if she could decipher anything on the wall, seeing as how she's been staring at them for like the past 15 minutes, just awestruck?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nerd!
This was happening. Bones was just literally like, you could just hear muttering under her
Deku
breath.
muttering, Bones muttering.
This whole time, this whole exchange, Bones has been like 10 feet back that away, just going, huh, interesting. Aha.
Now, I will
Gotta
say,
write
you
that down.
technically have made a roll for this already. But
Okay.
I will allow you to do it again if you want to try and get something specific out of it.
Do like above? Do we know? Like you said that the gems, like if someone else used them, it would corrupt people who weren't in this following, right?
Mhm.
Would there be like would there be like a total? Would there be a way to know how many were actually destroyed? If there's any gems that are still left?
Make me another Arcana check. Same rules as before. Advantage plus the 2.
20, dirty 20.
It doesn't specify how many gems were given. It seems like it must have been a plentiful amount. You can see that through the inscriptions they were long blue gems. Long blue like crystals. They are referred to in the writing as moon shards. But as to the amount or what's left, it's not really said.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything?
Mostly to care for Barash and see if he's all healed up.
J Frost says he wants to put a spoon on the slug.
Easy enough.
Spoon on slug.
Spoon on slug.
He will also walk up to our gracious host and hand over one mushroom and go, "Oh, the slug acts out the line, show him Baba, feed him the mushroom. And just immediately, like, kind of just slinks to the floor and just, like, liquid movements backwards.
Okay. With that,
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
no, go ahead.
I would like to whisper something in Baresh's ear.
Sure.
I'm just going to... Well, I guess I can just whisper it. If and when you get rid of him, I would like to be there. With your permission.
Oh, damn.
He just kind of nods at you. This won't be an easy task. He is a strong fighter, strong individual, but we can restrain him. We can figure out what to do from that point on.
Very well.
I'm sure no matter how tough he is, we're tougher.
I don't doubt that. After seeing this, whatever your group is. But I thank you.
Diplomats.
Jem speaks up. Ah, yes. Diplomacy. My favorite. You see Baresh comes over. And he puts his hand on Jem's shoulder and he goes, "Are you alright? I know he was coming after you." And Master Kalolu goes, "Yes. Thanks to you. I don't know what the rest of the assembly will say, but I will do everything in my power to make sure that your needs are heard. You didn't hesitate to throw yourself in harm's way to protect someone you've just met, and I won't forget that." So, gather your people. Have them gather the things, we all move together. To Haven. Baresh smiles. He thanks him. And he starts ordering his people to get things together. After about an hour, you guys all gather up and get the jump on Gosk as he returns back to his normal form. You restrain him, and on him you find a single moon shard. What do you guys want to do with him?
I have rope. I can tie him up and strap him to my back like a backpack.
I like that idea. A
But
gag
no.
too, perhaps.
Are we taking him to... Are we taking him to the middle of the desert and leaving him there?
No, we wouldn't be that
Mm.
cruel.
No, I was gonna say I would actually agree with Punk on that one, most because Robert would try and advocate that he must face justice.
Yeah, so would Charlotte.
Master Kalolu will speak up. We'll have a proper trial before the assembly for what to do with Gosk, but ultimately, I will make sure that you have the final say as to what happens to him, Master Baresh. Baresh nods. I thank you. And eventually, you all gather up your things. You start heading back up to Haven. The runes are cleared from of the bearish tech. And I can change the music again.
I was gonna say before Bones goes, can I roll to see if I find any artifacts to bring back with me?
Sure, roll me an investigation check. J Frost, God, no.
Aw,
17.
Come on.
No.
At least one.
No. You know what? I'll
The
let
hell
you
did
make
you
a
wanna
sleight of
do?
hand. I'll let you make a sleight of hand check, and if nobody in the party sees it, you could get away with it scot-free.
I don't. I'll go for it.
In the meantime, Bones with the 17, you find a small hoard embedded in one of the walls that opens up, or a small section of the wall that opens up to a hoard of moon crystals, of moon shards. You're able to use your knowledge to find this, and you all are able to put together that this is likely where Gosk was hoarding the moon shards. With a 16, as you guys are on your way back, anyone with a passive perception of 16 or higher is able to see Agni coming up to Gosk with a mushroom.
Yeah.
Vetsolin's
Corn,
gonna. Sorry, I think we all talked at once there.
All I was gonna say was I don't see shit.
Corey ain't stopping him.
Vetsolin will. He'll smack that mushroom out of the hand. He is not to receive anything.
More for me. Pops the mushroom in his mouth.
roll me a D100, my guy.
Oh
Here we
god.
go.
65.
Okay. What does that mean? You have the table. That sounds good.
I'm sending this to you as a DM.
Oh, please. Send it to me and I'll narrate what happens.
I feel like we should be worried.
We might get that combat encounter now.
So, who do you choose? Because it says 3 creatures you can choose, or I can choose for you.
Oh god.
So
I don't like the sound of that.
I don't
I'm
either.
actually gonna. Can I ask a question?
Sure. Why
Are
the
there
fuck
any-
not?
Are there any birds in the area?
Make me a perception check.
Fuck them birds. Birds ain't real.
Fuck them birds. Fucking
Hey.
government drones.
Give me one
They're
second.
part of the bourgeoisie. Don't you
Alright.
know?
Perception, you said?
Yes.
I can't use my passive?
No.
Oh well. Yeet. It beats my passive by 1.
You see.
What is it? Say
you
it for
see-
those listening at home.
You see.
18.
You see up above 3 vultures circling above. Here's the thing, though. They are not within 30 feet.
Can I close the gap if I jump really hard?
I'm going to say not that much.
Uh,
I mean, you don't technically have to pick anyone.
you know what? I'm gonna do something even dumber.
Okay.
Holds a spoon up and goes, "Baba." Just like Mongolian throats singing, holds a spoon up in the air and targets himself.
With all 3?
All 3.
Okay. So, you all watch as Vetzel, and you see this because you're right there, but you all hear the rest of this. You all. So, Agni holds a spoon up into the air and starts throat singing. And Vetzel, and you see 3 bolts of lightning come down and strike the spoon, igniting Agni like a fucking Christmas tree.
What?
I need to roll 12d10.
Why?
So that mushroom for those who don't know. Up to 3 creatures you choose within 30 feet of you take 4d10 lightning damage.
Ow.
So, let's see. Okay. That's a bad start for you. Holy fuck.
He's dead, isn't he? Like, dead outright.
He might be. We'll find out. So, what is your max hit points, just so I'm clear while I'm doing math?
67.
Okay.
See, yeah, you'd have to hit 134.
Which, thankfully, it sounds like the dice won't get that high.
Yeah, it's mathematically impossible.
Never say that. Never say that.
Well,
How much was it?
67.
You take... I'm so fucking mad. You take 69 points of lightning damage.
Yes!
I'm not even
Nice!
fucking shitting you.
Nice.
What the hell? Are you okay, Puck?
Sorry. It's thundering here. There was a big flash of lightning.
Yeah, that was
good.
that was
Agnes
your
in
friend
side.
Agni fucking
No,
dying.
like,
No, and there was the dip of like, I don't know how the silence in my place got like deeper, but I felt it like sound like curve away from me before the thunder fucking hit. Oh, it scared the shit out of me. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I would like to
oh,
give you a big hug because it's thundering here too, and I am in unhappy river.
Thunder by the lightning.
So, yes, Agni, you take 69 points of lightning damage.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm -2.
So,
I have a couple of spells that could fix that. Do I even bother?
Wait,
if you don't, I will.
all of you, before you do that, Vetsolan would like to find the bag of mushrooms and torch them. Or get rid of them somehow.
As you set the bag of mushrooms on fire, you notice this rainbow, like, dust begin to, like, curl up from them into the air.
And now we're moving. Let us leave this place quickly.
Do you guys heal up Agni?
yes.
I'm using Spare the Dying.
Spare
I'm
the dying. Okay. So Agni is unconscious.
Someone should just drag the body.
I was gonna carry him like in my arms while also holding on to Koresh and dump lay on hands on him. But if everyone just wants to keep him unconscious, he's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna look at the party in confusion of, I mean, why not?
Okay. And on that note, with your friend Agni having been struck by lightning, being reduced to 0, getting knocked unconscious, you all drag his sorry ass back to Haven, where you learn upon arriving that he was a member of the Animus Sanctum, and that he had stolen... or he was not, in fact, a member of the Animus Sanctum, but he had, in fact, stolen the clothes of Ludric while he was asleep during the night.
Oh my god.
Okay, Ludric likes to nab all natural. That's awesome.
Oh, good. We have 2 prisoners to turn in, then.
However, Master Orda does offer Agni a spot in the Animus Sanctum. Does Agni accept?
I would.
Okay.
But sorry. I think you know what I'm gonna do.
He lets you. So, the next few days are spent covering a series of events. A multitude of events. Gosk is sentenced to death or exile, whichever Baresh sees fit. Baresh chooses to go with the former and kills Gosk, leaving the mystery as to what Gosk was referring to a mystery. The Assembly approves the Bereshtek's request and builds a new district just on the outskirts of the city called the Tech District. A sort of almost like a, I don't want to call it a suburb, I don't want to call it a slum, but a district dedicated to the living space of the Bereshtek.
Neighborhood.
A sister city.
Neighborhood would be a good word for it. Thank you, Pug.
I was thinking like like a satellite city.
Maybe
But
in
they
the
wanted
future.
to be a part of Haven again.
Yeah, but like there's in like a lot of metropolitan areas, there are like satellite cities that are still a part of like the major one, even though technically they're separate.
But anyways, you guys are thanked for your wonderful mission, or for your wonderful service. Kulolu sings your praises as to the incredible job you did. Bones, you are allowed access to the runes, and you are assigned a full team to uncover the entirety of to figure out everything that the runes had to obtain, or that pardon me, I had a stroke. To uncover everything that the runes contain, as well as their meaning. Many of you are assigned to help bring it, or help build this new district for the Bereshtek. Kore, you help Kulolu, as well as Tantan. Try to figure out exactly what Gosk meant by the words he said. Unfortunately, in the short period of time, you aren't able to come up with much. Just a few days later, you all gather up after a long day. Have time to relax. And as you all are sitting in the one bar in Haven, a tall, dark man walks up to you all. And he goes, "Hello, everybody. Apologies, you haven't met me. Well, you have." And he points to you, Kore. You'll have to forgive me. My name is Adam Acosta, and you all are needed.
You. What are you doing here?
I have come
Adam
to
Acosta?
retrieve you because your party is in danger. Your other party, not this party. They actually really need help.
What?
Oh, what a nice and cautious fellow.
You know it.
God.
I know this is abrupt.
Everywhere you go, disaster follows.
Hey!
Or has just happened.
Hey! It's not my fault. Besides, I'm here to get you there to make sure disaster doesn't follow through on your friends. Anyways, I was given these by a friend of one of your friends, and you can see he holds up a pair of manacles. I was given this by your friend Reno. I don't want to know why he gave these to me, but he said that this will get you where you need to go.
It's a port key.
Yes, I know. Why are they manacles?
Don't worry about it.
So, if you all are willing to go with me, there's likely going to be a fight.
I will need to check in, see that the city is protected.
And the rest of you?
Is the place that we're going to? Shit, I lost my. So, what can you tell us about the place we are probably? Well, wait, are we all going, or is it just Corey?
Well, I would prefer all of you go, as again. We're gonna need as much help as we can get. If you got nothing better to do, it won't be that long.
What could you tell us about the place we are going to?
It is in need of justice, my good man.
Then I am there.
Wonderful.
This sounds like adventure. I'm in.
Corey starts to nervously sweat.
I'm not hearing any hard rejection, so
Spoon.
I agree. Let's be going.
Charlotte.
And he drops the manacles on the table.
Charlotte, don't mention your god!
What? Why?
And you all are caught up in a flash of light. I now need to change the music.
I love it. Charlotte, don't mention your god! Wait, why? Vroom. Your god does not exist. While we're with these people, she does not exist.
You all,
Well,
your group appears in the middle of a tall, dark chamber. Large columns line the walls. You can hear chanting off in some direction. It feels like it's coming from everywhere. You look around and Adam is not with you guys. Corey, you're the first to hear it. Hear what sounds like voices coming from a nearby wall. As you kind of begin to approach it and you listen a bit closer, you hear a panicked voice. Does anyone have comprehend languages? You recognize this voice as Diana.
Diana?
There's no reply.
Who's Diana?
You
The
all
woman
begin
I hope to marry one day, god damn it.
You all begin to crowd around this wall. And as you all kind of begin wondering what the next steps are, all of a sudden the bricks in the wall begin to move side to side as you all hear someone say, "We don't have time for this!" And the bricks begin to move side to side, opening up an opening in the wall for you all to see through. Bones, you look off down the tunnel. You can see a large horde of creatures coming towards a group of adventurers. What would you like to do?
Why bones?
Because you have a very specific spell that I ended the last session with.
Wait, that was me? I don't remember which one it was, actually.
It was Fireball.
I was
Fireball.
gonna say, do you know how many fucking fire spells I have?
It was Fireball.
It was Fireball, yeah.
In a panic from, immediately upon knowing someone is in danger, Bones casts Fireball.
Okay. You call out for this red and blue lizard individual to duck, and you chuck a fireball. It flies down the corridor and detonates on a group of what look like almost like ghouls, but not quite. And as the smoke begins to clear for a moment, the fire begins to tickle the ground and the walls, and these creatures have sort of backed up a bit. Diana stands up for a second. She looks at you, Corey. She goes, "Corey?" And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Hey.
Tart?
Joe called it. Joe did call
I
it.
fucking called it. I said Tart. I was looking at up magic items. A lot of things clicked, and I'm like, "Hey, Tart."
So y'all want to see the battle map that you were supposed to do tonight?
Yes.
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 I didn't get to do half the shit I wanted to do.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
nice.
this is so cool.
You
This
had
is so cool looking.
berserkers on all sides.
Berserkers! Oh.
You had Jem, your boy here. You had Baresh, and you had Gosk.
Why you make Baresh hot though?
I was gonna say he is handsome.
He is handsome.
Yeah.
Look at him.
And if I had another very special token if Gosk got to use his moon crystal, his moon shard. Do you guys like Bloodborne?
Oh,
Maybe.
Dear God,
Perhaps.
that's
Oh,
a nightmare, dude.
Hey.
wow.
That
Yikes.
is, that is the cleric beast from Bloodborne.
That's pretty
Props to
good.
Koi for absolutely saving us.
You guys completely avoided that combat encounter, and because of the time that we're at, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Like,
me too.
But thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Punk is back. Corey has rejoined her party.
Hi.
stop.
And next Sunday, we're gonna see the continuation of what happens when these two parties meet up. So thank you all for
Charlotte,
joining
don't
us
talk about your God.
I'm gonna give this party one warning. Do not put me in a position to where I talk to myself, because I will do that.
tonight.
Don't make me talk to
But we
myself.
all want to
Bye.
see it. We all want to hear like everyone talk to their other person. Alex.
Man, you're really windy looking. What's your secret? I have no time for you, and you are an imbecile. Wow, you're mean.
Wow.
Oh
fuck
gosh.
you.
Oh god, Charlotte and Flit are going to share a brain cell, aren't they?
No.
God.
I hope to God not. That's gonna
Yeah,
traumatize me
especially
for
Don't talk
Flit.
about your God. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, you know who's going to
Corey-
share. You know who I am excited for them to meet? Flit and Agni.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh, God.
You know what? Now I kind of wish I still had. Wait, hold on.
You don't have any mushrooms, I don't think.
He had a few days. He could have gotten more.
He was unconscious the whole time. Shifty eyes.
The whole time. I really do
I'm
love that
getting
y'all watched him
mushrooms.
get struck by lightning 3 times and then said, "Yeah, we'll just leave him." Let him
Hey, I was gonna say I was on the record saying I wanted to heal him, but everyone else was like, "Nah, let him sleep," and he's like, "Fucking fine, why not?"
Let him.
I was
I'm-
on the record.
I'm getting more mushrooms, if not to get that fucking temple high.
I didn't know if I should heal him or not.
Listen,
Yes.
you don't listen to Vetsolar when it comes to other people's well-being. Heal the dude above game. In game, whatever.
But you all did incredibly well tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Let's go ahead and do our outros. We'll start with J Frost, because J Frost has probably got to go to bed here soon.
Please and thank you. Hi, everybody. You can find me here at twitch.tv/jfrost747 and on Twitter at frost747j, where I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Fucking
That's a mood.
everything is just everything.
I was in mood.
But you know what? Just be kind to yourselves. Know your limitations and don't let work consume your life. There's more to life than just slaving away.
True.
Be good. Be kind. Be amazing, like everybody in this party and our DM.
We love you, Tart.
How dare you?
No, you must accept the love or the spoon.
I love y'all too. I love
You're
y'all
cute as
dearly.
heck. That's
And
all I
that's
gotta
it for
say.
me. That's it for me. Good night, y'all.
Good night, J Frost.
Night, Jay
Love
Frost.
you.
Alright.
So, oh, he didn't pass it to someone. That bitch. Let's go to Punk
May I-
next. Punk, our returning superstar.
Oh, you can't say things like that. People will have expectations of me.
Punk's back, bitches.
Wait, my
How'd they
turn for
already say
what?
nice things?
For outro.
Chill.
Oh, everyone, I am Punk Your Dog. I play Reha Kore, everyone's favorite. Not quite a drunkard, just enjoys a good party. Water Ganassi. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Punk Your Dog. Hopefully, we'll be bringing back Shokyu Saturdays soon.
Woo!
We'll let you know more on my Twitter, where I'm most active.
Pog.
Also a Discord. Ta-da! Go, Sarah?
Oh, okay. They can find me at twitch.tv/wolfstalker16. As of Thursday, I am COVID-free. Last Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm still regaining some energy, but I will be back to streaming really soon. Next Sunday, I'm not sure if I'm going to be here or not. Because of that ending, I'm going to do my damnedest to be here. But now that my Mondays are freed up, I am looking at doing streams on Mondays that I'm kind of toying around with the name. I'm thinking of calling it Modded Mondays, where I play modded games. Otherwise, I am also on Twitter at wolfstalker16, and I am still promoting for my friend's GoFundMe. So the dog was sent to training and was looking at being home by Christmas. Trainers caught COVID.
Oh no.
Oh god.
So, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we'll see how that ends up. That is all I have, so how about Wiver?
Hi, that's me.
Weaver.
You can find me over at twitch.tv/wickedriver97, where tomorrow, since we don't have D&D anymore, I actually get to stream again.
You do. That's true.
I'm very excited to have my Monday nights. As for what I'm playing, I have no fucking idea.
Mood.
I follow the dopamine as it goes. But yeah, so, and I did get good news. I actually should be able to have my Curse of Strahd game. My party member that was unable to attend actually realized, oh wait, I have a laptop I can play on. How you forget that?
Mal.
I don't know. So I'm very excited.
Hell yeah.
But that is it for me. I will pass it to Joe. Not to be confused with my Joe.
I was gonna say, I hear your husband does great streams and all, but you can find me at Twitter at the Joe Mojo and at Nexus. And at Multiverse Nexus, the official Twitter of MNW. And then you can find me as well at twitch.tv/Joe_Mojo, where I am the host of MNW Firing Line, your recap show of Warzone and Friday Night Flashbang. Please come and sit back and enjoy, especially if you don't have time to get caught up on the shows proper. Also, check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Multiverse Nexus Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
I believe that just leaves the host with the most, the one that's cute to boot, Tart.
CG got skipped.
You missed CG!
Fuck! I thought he already went. God damn it, CG, throw.
You fool!
Hi, I'm the one who's ignored the host with the least CG.
Damn.
So
Sorry.
nah, it's cool. you can find me nowhere because I'm not much for social media, but you can find me every Sunday here on Exilia Regalia. You can find me usually every other Tuesday for Curse of Strahd, also on this channel. And you can find me over on Jack the Questionable's channel every Thursday for Legends of Ambria. However, Legends of Ambria is taking the month off, while the entire month of December, it will be, instead of bi-weekly, weekly, and we'll be running Festive Fantasy, a Final Fantasy-inspired D&D mini-campaign.
Ooh. I'm excited.
Which is-
I know nothing about Final Fantasy, but I'm very excited.
Which is looking for it absolutely wonderfully, and I'm sure I won't be thinking about it at my brand new job that I'm starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is great, but I really should get to bed for it.
Yes, go to
Go
bed.
bed. Go slap.
So I'll catch you all later.
Good night, CG.
Good night,
Night,
CG.
CD.
Sweet dream.
And on that note, it's just me. You can find me here at twitch.tv/fartingtart, where, now that my Mondays are clear, I'll probably be taking those off rather than Sunday. So probably no stream tomorrow, but we are going to be doing Final Fantasy, or Festive Fantasy, on Tuesday, and then, starting on Wednesday, we're going to be playing fucking Halo Infinite, gamers! So, I'm excited. I'm very excited. But we gotta find someone to raid, don't we? We're gonna raid our boy Hazard!
Haza.
Because he's got one viewer, and we're gonna tell him he's handsome.
Because he
He
is.
is handsome.
Mhm.
Handsome
Um,
boy.
You could say what up, Jay. He loves that.
True.
Tell him he's a stinky cinnamon roll.
We could call him McCreamy.
Exactly.
No, I hate that.
Oh God, no.
No.
But go
No.
show him a bit of love. Let him know who sent you. Thank you all so much for joining us for this special one-shot tonight to celebrate Punk's return and to go over the events of what happened with Reiwa Kore when she left the party. So thank
We
you all
missed
for
you,
joining us.
Punky.
We miss Punk so
Aw.
much. We talked about it pretty much before every session about how much we miss Punk.
We literally did.
So
There were a lot of tributes.
there were. That's true. So next week we will be back with our normal game of Exilia Regalia, where we're gonna see what happens now that these two interesting parties have now crossed paths. So thank you all for joining us tonight. We will see you on next Sunday. And remember, as always, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, and most importantly, you matter. Go tell Haza he's handsome, and we love you. Bye-bye!